Hello, everyone. Welcome to our first live show for the Haunted Corner Book Club. We read horror books every month, and we are finally catching up on our live shows. So, we will be talking about both Mapping the Interior by Stephen Graham Jones and The Taking of Jake Livingston by Ryan Douglas. So, you're on my channel, so you should know that I'm Natalie, pastel writer. And so let me have everyone else introduce themselves. Let's start with Unique.
Oh, maybe because I'm in the corner. I forgot. My name is Unique, as you can see there. My channel is uniquely me, um, or Kimmy, however you want to pronounce it. That's me.
Oh, are we going around?
Yeah, I don't know if I should say more.
Yes.
Okay.
Wait, who? Yeah.
Are you done, Unique?
I am. Yes, I am. Yep, that
Do you
was
want
it.
to add anything?
Yep, that was pretty much it. Just the name and introduction.
Okay, I'm Cherry from Cherry Actually Reads. Ching. Oh, wrong corner.
Hi, I'm Mish from Mission Cup. Glad to be here.
Okay. So, do we want to give a summary of Mapping the Interior since this is the first book we'll be talking about?
Who's actually the best person to do that? Because I don't think I am the best person to do that.
I want to do it, but I understood nothing about that book.
Okay. So, let's see. I think the basic premise is that we're following this. Is he like 12 years old?
In the
Junior?
beginning, yeah.
Yeah, I
Okay,
think it
so
was
he's 12 years old and he starts seeing the ghost of his dad in his house and he's trying to figure out basically the intentions of that ghost and what will happen next, I guess. I don't know. That
Very spoiler free.
yes, no, 100%. We're keeping it spoiler free. We know there's a ghost from page 1, so
Yep. hmm
Yep.
His there's an investigation of sorts. In the beginning, there's a question of how and why. Okay. I don't want to say exactly what the question is, but that's the question. And then we're thrown into this roller coaster by this 12-year-old and how he basically got to where he is. Because the beginning of the book, correct me if I'm wrong, starts with the end, essentially. And then we're drug all the way through how he got there.
I don't feel like I read it that way, but I'm not gonna say
No,
you're
okay. I just want to put it out there for everyone that's looking. I gave this book a solid 2, so do not quote anything I'm saying, okay?
Oh,
All right.
yeah, I
that's
forgot
what I was
about
gonna
that.
ask for general thoughts. So Unique, you already kicked us off. So anything else spoiler free that you can say generally?
I got no spook vibe. I like to be spooked.
Okay. Okay.
It's not spooky. Kind of. I do this all the time. If you ever have like watched any of my videos or like even heard me talk about a book, I make sure I throw in a reference like a movie or something to give you a visual aid of what I'm trying to get out in words that I can't get out right now. There is no movie that I could actually give you that accurately describes what occurs in this story.
I
Because
see.
the movies are spooky, you know what I mean? Like it's just there's no I can't give you a depiction or like a visual mental picture of what actually occurs because we're everywhere. I was confused for the first 5 chapters. Go ahead.
So I'm at the complete almost complete opposite spectrum. I gave it 4 stars. I really, really enjoyed it, and I did think it had a spook factor. Once we got into the violent stuff, that's where I was like, hell yeah, we're here, we made it. So at first I was leaning more towards a 3, but then Stephen Graham Jones was like, "Oh, you thought I was gonna hold back? No, no, I'm ready." So that was me. I really enjoyed it, and I thought there were some pacing issues because I'm not gonna deny that I did think there were pacing issues, but generally I like Stephen Graham Jones' writing style, so this just worked for me. Cherry, you
Oh
want
my
It's
god.
your turn.
Good god. So this book started out super strong. I was like, oh, okay, we're getting into it so fucking fast. But then after that, it just kind of went downhill for me. By the end, I was like, I don't know what's happening. And I literally messaged the Discord and I was like, can you guys explain what the hell is happening to me? So I gave it like 3 stars at least. So I'm like in the middle of Unique and in the middle of Natalie. But the pacing was fine. It's just that the writing style, I understood. I don't know. I kind of just had a hard time reading it. I had a hard time getting into the writing, which is weird considering it's like 100 pages. So but yeah, that's me. How
Okay,
about
so
you,
it's
Mission Cup?
wait. Okay, so it's my turn. Actually, I do agree. It started strong. I Once we got into the violent stuff, I was really like, "Oh shit, he's being chased by dog. J- What is going on?" So I was like, "Okay, so that like actually pumped up the tension I felt, and then as we progressed, I was yes lost." But then I don't like message the Discord chat because I'm not the one who like writes what my thoughts are until like maybe after when I do the review. I don't think
Mm.
I've like rated it even yet because I'm still on the fence. But it's probably actually a 3 star for me. One of the things about the writing that I also was sort of like iffy about was like it's so weird, but it's the commas. Because, I was like stopping, like I'm reading in my head and I'm like stopping here and then stopping here. And so it was like there was a lack of like continuity in some of the sentences, but that was just like the first. So yeah, I think it got progressively better. So I'm actually leaning towards a 3.5 star for this one. So yeah.
I'm outnumbered.
It's because of your Stephen Graham Jones
To be
agenda.
fair
We're
though, to be
close. We're
fair, yeah, but
close.
to be fair though, I say it all the time. This is the first work that I've read by them, so I can't accurately gauge. You know what I mean? Like I haven't read enough to say, okay, yeah, this is. So I plan on writing more. I mean, reading more. But I definitely did say this early that the story I wish it was longer. Like I feel like it's just so much packed, 100 pages. It's like no, expand. Something else happens in there. Give me more. And it's like, oh, it's the end. Well, I'm confused. I'm
We can
sorry.
definitely expand on that on spoilers because I also have thoughts about the ending and the pacing of that. So yeah.
Well, we absolutely know my thoughts. I hit the Discord immediately. Hello? Please tell me I am not alone here. Excuse me? Did I
I should
miss
probably
something?
do.
And then the way that it's written, you kind of have to not think so much because then if you think too much, then you're gonna get lost. Like I have to go back at least 3 times. Like, wait, what? No, that's not what happened. Did that happen? That happened? Or like we were talking, I was like, that didn't happen. Like, yeah, it did. I was like, did it? And then I'll go back and like, oh, missed that. Completely just it's a lot. It's a lot to take in, not just the pace of it itself, but actually how it's written and how you have to take in all the information that is on a singular page throughout the book itself, because there's no, to me, there's no real break. You know what I mean? Like sometimes we get a whole bunch of stuff and then it just stops. It's like, oh no, after this chapter, the ball's rolling. Like here we are. Like it's just tumbling down. Like, hold on, because it's coming. And I just was bracing myself. Nothing came. I'm so again, I am biased because this is the first book that I have read. So yeah, I'm so sorry. That's a strong two. I was trying to lean and put a point on there, but it's a strong two. Can't. Sorry. I just
Yeah.
I want to like it more, but I don't.
And then, hi, Steph. Thank you for being
Hi,
here.
Steph.
Hi, Steph. I was commenting in the comments. I was laughing because he's like, 2 stars? Yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
Solid two. I'm so sorry.
guys.
Wait, which did you not finish yet, Steph?
Yeah, she'll get to it. She started it. I know she started it and she was into it, but it's been a rough few reading weeks, months for us.
Literally,
I
or
think
some.
Yeah, I was like, she tried to not say months. No, months. Like say months. Like say it. Like
it's
right
been like this in September. What are you doing?
terrible. I don't know what occurred. I don't know what occurred. It's been sailing. Okay, I'm just.
Aquarius season is not working out.
Yeah,
Aquarius
literally,
and Pisces.
literally been only able to commit to these because of the book club, because everything else I'm like, I start a book and then I'm like, I don't want to
You
continue.
know what's
Me.
insane? The way I have so many books, I'm totally gonna read that. Like that's an anticipated read. It went from being read in December. We are now in March. Still haven't picked up none of the three that were on the list. Haven't picked them up. Not a single one. I'm like, I'm totally gonna add that in because it matters on the bingo board. Duh. I'm like, nope, missed it. Still didn't get to it. So I'm hoping one of these boards I can just tackle three of these books because I probably would just at this point I'm probably just gonna read the buddy read, just call it because I can't. I'm tired. I don't know who designed these months, but I don't like it.
Who designed these boards?
It's been a rough time. It's been
It
a
is.
rough time. So yeah. Okay. So do we have spoiler free
Oh
positive
wait,
thoughts
Steph
about
asked.
the book? Yes.
Oh yeah.
Okay, wait, are you going to give your rating for the other book before you get into spoilers? Don't tell me we have to circle around.
No,
I
it's
mean,
all
we
good.
can get into that, but I was hoping we would sequence it. So start with one and then
Totally gonna sequence it. Put a pin in
so
that. Gonna sequence it. I
so
can
we'll
hold
get
on.
to it after we do spoiler free and spoilers for mapping the interior, and
Mhm.
then we'll do the same thing for the taking of
Jake
Jake
Living.
Livingston. So
Mhm.
okay, so positive
Excuse me.
thoughts. Any.
Do we have any?
I mean, I feel like I do because it was actually like really. I don't think I've read a book. Um, okay, please correct me if I'm wrong. From was it Indian or something? I'm very confused. I am not really well versed at
Native
this sort of
American?
thing. Yeah. Native American was the right word. Yeah. So it was very interesting because we all have like our own, or well, for us in the also in Asia, we sort of like have our own like culture when it comes to like dead people. So we have like certain beliefs or of why they're appearing and stuff like that, and superstitions. And it was very interesting to like sort of have another like perspective in sort of that kind of thing. And I think that's one of the reasons why I actually managed to finish it, because I was like literally very into that of their culture and their thoughts about like apparitions or ghosts and stuff like that. So
Yeah, for me, one of the quotes that I highlighted had to do with like culture, because the characters here, part of what's talked about is kind of like both the connection and disconnect with
Mhm.
their indigenous culture. And I remember there's one quote that's like, "Oh, I learned about what I'm supposed to be from the TV, and then it's not really who I am
Mhm.
because it's a
I
stereotype."
think that's on page
Um,
like 16.
let's see. I know I love the quote. And then there's the whole thing of like the father wanting to reconnect through the dancing. It was dance, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
Here we go.
see, a memory, not there.
I'm so happy I wrote stuff down for this book in particular because I knew I was going to forget January. February is still very fresh.
Yeah.
January gone. Out of there. I can't recall anything. That's why I slid this book right in front of me. That's why I keep looking down at.
So yeah, I that's one of the things I enjoyed about this book because it brought in that perspective of like when you're not really connected but you're obviously still part of that community and your experiences are still part of that community. They're just not the stereotype or the ones you would expect, quote unquote.
Where are you going?
So sorry. So sorry. There's shouting going on.
Oh, I thought you were going to prepare yourself.
No, no.
She's going up the podium.
No, there's shouting going on. I didn't want to accidentally not hear anything, but I do agree on all points. Actually, I'm trying to figure out what else did I write down.
I know that for me at least, I really liked the title of the book because I feel like we're so in Junior's head that I'm like, yes, we're mapping the interior of his head. Like you broadly it's more like, oh, he's mapping where he lives to
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah.
do
Exactly.
everything. We're not gonna get into the spoilers of that, but he's mapping his house for reasons. But really, I feel like what we're seeing a lot of is the his thoughts, his processes, and how he's trying to deal with grief, but not really knowing how to do that
Mm.
as a child still.
Mm. Yeah, and I think one of like the like very I don't know if it's like jarring or something, but he goes to like so many extremes in order to reach his goal, and I'm like, dude, if I was a kid, I would not go through this extent. I'd be like just waiting there, be like, Dad, come on, let's go, show yourself.
Yeah, yeah.
But he's like,
Literally
okay, I have an entire plan.
Right. I think, um, I think it was interesting to see. Again, I do like. I swear I must either I'm remembering it incorrectly or this is just how my brain is working and how I interpreted the writing. I swear it's kind of like we're almost inside Junior's head as a grown man in the beginning, and then he takes us through this whole period of what happened with him as a child when he was 12, and then we get the same ending. Like we're back around. Again, if I'm wrong, I apologize. That's how I'm processing it in my head. I say that because for him to be experiencing as many things as he was experiencing by himself, you know what I mean? Like his mom was doing what moms normally do. They find a way, they make it happen. But she's one person, so she can't be in every single place where she's needed. And I kind of felt so sad because he had to take on the role as a brother, like he had to take on the role as dad and like caregiver. And then 12 is a very difficult age. And I wanted to fight every child on that bus. That is not a spoiler because it's very early. Okay. Appreciate
Right.
but for him to have to be on guard the entire time, like he's trying, you know what I mean, like make sure he's taking care of his mom, make sure he's taking care of his brother, and then it's like who's he going to talk to? And guess who I saw this morning? You didn't know? Oh, okay. All right. And it's, and it's not like he had a chance to actually sit down and have someone explain to him, this is how it goes for our culture, or this is how we're supposed to interpret these things, and this is how, you're supposed to, like, show thanks, or, you know, say your thoughts or process your emotions. He has none of that. So watching him go through those avenues alone, that part I definitely liked. Trying to make sense of his thoughts.
I think there part of the issues what Mish mentioned about the punctuation, and that is something that's recurring in Stephen Graham Jones' writing. He has a very particular way of punctuating his sentences. Uh,
Noted.
so I believe that it's purposeful, and I do
Mhm.
think sometimes it gets easier to read as you go along. Uh,
Mhm.
but it is a challenge for a lot of people the way he structures his sentences, which I say that it's purposeful because I've noticed the pattern of
Mhm.
it, but it can,
Natalie, you did say that maybe if we can get like an audiobook, it'll be a better experience.
Mhm.
yeah.
Because
You
this is
need
what
like,
I
no,
personally
no, 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 no.
I'm so sorry. Okay, listen. Remember, I told you it was taking forever for the book to get here. Like, it was taking forever, and I was like, I'm going to be so behind. I need to just hurry up and get the audiobook. So I did, right? So I got that faster. It took like 3 days. So I was already listening. So that's how I know it wasn't accurately aligned. So when I got the book, I'm listening to it, and I'm like, oh, I'm not sure if this is Junior talking or if this is Junior interpreting Dino's thoughts, because we don't know necessarily what he's thinking. Like, we don't have a dialogue. So it's like, is he interpreting what he's thinking, or is this actually his thoughts about Dino? Like, is this, or did I miss something where he telepathically can now understand Dino? Like, this arrangement has happened between them that they can communicate now with just looking? Or are we just assuming the entire time, oh, hey, this is my thought about you, what I think you're thinking on this page?
I don't think I caught that, or I don't remember.
I don't remember. Personally, I
This
don't
is
So
either.
this is when I'm telling you I had to go back, because I'm like, wait. But around this time where it got confusing for me is when everything started happening at once.
Mm.
A lot. Like, everything started hitting the fan at once. I'm not gonna give away too much. There was a situation with the mom, and there's a situation with Dino, and there's the sheriff thing, and there's the dog happening situation. And it was a lot going on. And I'm not going to spoil this. I'm just going to say one word. It is a movie. This is the vibe that I got, and you can't ruin it. Cujo.
I don't think I even watched Cujo, so it adds to my confusion.
I at least know what Cujo is about, so I get what she's saying.
Mm,
You should watch it.
But
just
honestly,
know that scene is all you need to know about Cujo. That's it. That's all you need to know. In a nutshell, that's it. That's what I imagined. And it was like, at that point, I'm stressed out for every party involved. That and progressing forward just screams stress. And I have no idea how Junior was able to navigate that by himself and just had no help. Like, who is he talking to? The poor baby. Who is he talking to?
literally,
No one. And mom's like, oh, please help. But I'm by myself. I, wa-
Mhm.
I wanted.
I think that's one of the big things of this novella is that whole concept of like he's a child, he has to be in this protector role, especially because of Dino's needs, because of his seizures and all of that. So I think that's precisely the dilemma, that he doesn't have that support and like you said, his mom is trying his best, but it's rough being a single mom with two kids and your husband died. It's like it's a struggle.
It's a
So
not to mention the fact that he even says like, "Oh, by this time I know he's gonna have one." You know, like he knows them down by clockwork. So I can just imagine being in that headspace of how long this has been occurring. One and two. Now he's adapted to know the signs and when one is going to occur because they have been happening that often. I couldn't imagine. I've seen a few seizures more than I want to in my lifetime, and I don't want to see any more. I couldn't imagine getting them down like, oh, this is gonna happen. He's gonna have one like 2 hours. Oh, something happened. He slipped and fell. Oh, this is gonna happen this time. I couldn't deal with that. I couldn't. Like I couldn't even physically sleep. I don't know how he was functioning. I don't know how that was happening. Kudos to him. Don't know how he's functioning because I absolutely would have just got on the bus and never came back. I had to write my mom a letter. Big
He was
apology.
12.
12. 12. That's a very hard time. That's like smack dab right before puberty. Whoa. It's like, oh, there's my brother. I'm going to put him on to sleep, and then I'm going to go to sleep. Someone's in the corner. It's sleep. It's sleep. That's what it is. I just need sleep. There's breath on my ear. I'm not going nuts here. See that? I can't. And poor mom just is at work. She comes home. He's like, I've been sleeping 4 days. Don't know what to tell you, mom. You got to do something. Like, it was so
Oh
much going
God.
on. I'm going on a whole tangent. I'm sorry. It's just so much going on. It's flooding back into my memory now. Just the last few parts when everything happens. That was a lot. That's it. Someone else take the floor.
Honestly, like for me, like similarly, there were like some parts where I'm like, oh, it's getting emotional, and then after that, I kind of get confused. So it's like I don't know what to feel because like I'm like, okay, this is getting pretty deep, real fast, and then after that, it's like, is this even real? That kind of thing. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it was like if he half the time I was like, I don't know if he's making things up, especially like the Cujo bit. Half the time during that I was like, is this even real or is he like imagining everything?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, mostly the Cujo bit though. I got really confused during that part.
Same, actually. That's one of the parts I had to go back and reread a few times because of the way it was said. I was like, wait, did I miss something? I gotta go back. I gotta go back. In that moment when I got there and I was like, wait, hold on. I must have missed when that occurred. So I have to go all the way back to refresh my memory because it happens. You know what I mean? Like he brings it up again later on in the story. And I was like, I don't that occurred? Did I
okay,
miss?
with that, let's jump into spoilers because I think we're
Here
ready.
we go.
We're ready to dive into
Oh,
specifics. So, for anyone watching the replay of this and you haven't finished the book, then this is your time to hop out and join back later, speed ahead, whatever you need
Whatever happens.
to. Okay, so let's talk about the dog scene because I feel like we all have emotions
it's
about
the,
We have
it's the
feelings.
highlight of the book.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. First off, it took me I like you said, Cherry, it really happening? Because at first I honestly thought it was like, okay, he definitely has like sleep deprivation. He's like seeing this whole entire thing. I mean, the dogs are real, but this whole other situation that's not happening at all. Like what is going on? He just got off the bus. Hold on, time out. Where did this fence come from? What is happening? Did no one hear the dog? I don't. Did he not see them? I don't. I mean, did no? They didn't want to turn the bus around, open the door so we can hop back in. What? I don't. Hello. I mean, I know he has neighbors. What? Have, what I, and he just got up like, oh yeah, well, pardon me. Hold on. You do realize you were just attacked, right? And the one thing that saved you also wants your brother. Time out. What are we doing? And then it was like they sprinkled that in there where we're supposed to be like, oh yeah, totally. Okay, it's a good thing. We're just not understanding exactly the purpose yet. No, no, no.
Oh god.
We know the purpose. You wanted both sons. That's what it was, but you couldn't get the strong. That's what happened. And then you tried to save him because you didn't want the dogs to get him first. You see, you tried to trick me. It didn't work. All right. I definitely at that moment, I absolutely wanted Junior to just blow everything up. Just go over there and just do because I can't handle this. All you wanted to do was get off the bus and go home. That's it. That's all you wanted to do. And you hate the bus as it is. You get bullied on the bus, you get off, you get bullied by dogs. I can't. Did no one else hear the dogs? And we're not talking about one dog.
There
You
are
don't
a
see
lot.
all four of your dogs missing from your backyard. You don't just mysteriously get quiet. You don't be like, ooh, where the pups? No, no, okay. All right.
Like the neighbor doesn't really give a shit where
Yeah.
the dogs
They
go.
gave nothing. How
Yeah.
does that happen? How does you didn't hear your yard get real quiet? Like I'm almost positive he screamed. You didn't hear any of that? Nothing? They just automatically start chewing on something. You ain't threw nothing in that backyard for them to chew. What they chewing on? What they biting? Huh? Hello? Sir? Anyone? No? Okay. I would have been on the roof the next day. I can't, I'm not putting my hands up, but you get when I wink.
He has a lot of feelings about that scene.
I was highly upset. I was so upset. He had a bad day. He had a bad day, and the only thing he wanted to do was go home. He had a bad day. I hated that.
I think that's why I like the scene. I just found it incredibly disturbing on many levels, especially because this book has such a more negative take on dogs because they're literally threatening in this narrative. So as a dog lover, I was even more horrified reading about these menacing ass dogs going after this kid, and the kid's just trying to be like, "Oh my god, how am I gonna survive this? Why do they want me?"
Mhm.
And so I was invested. I was in it precisely because I'm a dog lover, and seeing dogs be bad is upsetting to me, which is what I want. I'm like, that's I want to be upset when I'm reading a horror novel. I'm like, please disturb me
Yeah.
in some way. And so for me, that scene did that.
Accurate. Accurate.
Yeah.
No, the kitchen scene was mine.
Oh.
Which one?
Both.
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 Both. That is very ominous.
Give us a refresher because our
I-
memory's not here.
The second one, okay, because I just knew. I was like, oh my god, well, that's the end of the book. That's it. Poor little Junior he took him on out. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm sorry. Was he floating now? How did we get here? Why are we now just all of a sudden seeing? How can I make this simple? We're seeing things on a different plane as if it's just a regular thing and you don't feel alarmed. Like in any movie presented anywhere, if you start seeing things on a different plane and you do not have the gift, death is near. You need to get up. What's going on? The sink was running. I don't understand. What is happening? And then the mom just whatever she was doing. Hurry up and get home. Well, hurry up. He is getting beat up on this kitchen floor. Pick him up. He just sitting there limp. I don't know what's happening. And they're like, oh, okay. I guess we're all right. I'm just gonna go ahead and get in the bed. Hold on. Somebody's leaning over my brother. We gonna squabble
Oh
up in the
god.
kitchen again. Time out. Why does this keep happening in the kitchen? And you can't grab anything. All of these things that are accessible, you grab nothing. Then you're behind the couch. It's going down in the spiritual plane, and you're just in just normal. It's whatever. Yeah, this is great. Yeah, Dad, we're just rocking it out. What? I I precisely wrote real big, what is happening? Because that is when he notices like the hickey on the back of his neck and calls it like the spigot. That's page 83, by the way. The hickey is now.
Let me go back there just because the word is so funny.
I wrote it down. The what is the who? And you're just in the kitchen. Water overflowing. You're going swimming, diving down in your kitchen floor now on this other realm, having a full blown WWE match.
Nothing.
What's
Really?
going on here? Like, no, I mean, you're just, and then Dino just in bliss, just sleep somewhere. Just, I mean, who knows? He's probably just exhausted. So it's like, oh, this is really happening. I hear all of this. I hate it here. I can't really help.
No, and if we think about it, his life force is being drained basically because
Right,
that's the whole
right.
point, that the dad is draining him. So likely part of also what's messing him up even more is that he has nothing left to give. He's
The
being sent dry.
audacity. Do you know how mad I'll be? I'll see you. Oh, so you just came and used my brother's neck as a spigot to come to the kitchen and fight me? So you didn't have enough? You gotta get me too? Okay, all
Oh
right.
god.
All right. That's what's gonna happen. All right, okay. And then to find this, hi Dad. Well, welcome. What's going on? Long time no see. This is what we're doing. Oh, I thought we were gonna, talk it out. The
I feel
kitchen.
like because of that, it kind of also felt like it felt less like horror to me. It's more like it felt more like magical realism a little bit.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Oh. Mm.
Because right after that he's playing catch.
Exactly though.
Like, am I nuts? What?
You're completely valid.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm,
I feel
you
that.
see, this is why I really had to stop and like go back to make sure I wasn't missing anything. Because you just had a war in your kitchen. Like you just discovered he's using literally like a straw, and then I mean you like dip down like you're going surfing somewhere, just whoosh down in this other plane on the floor in your kitchen. Y'all literally have a brawl, like y'all going at it as if this is like some bonding experiment. You know what I mean? Like we
Okay.
haven't had a conversation. You found out some things. You're very upset. We're gonna hash this out like father and son. Now that we're settled down, let's go play catch. Cool, cool. No cool.
Oh my
Hello, the
god.
spigot is still flowing in here. Hello.
I
I
can't.
missed the part. The kitchen scene. I can't. It literally was like all hell broke loose. Normalcy. Hello. Is
No,
you
I feel
still
like I
Wait.
experienced that in the scene where a gun is involved. Like I still don't even understand
Oh
what
yeah.
here?
happened
Hold
with
on.
the sheriff, the ghost of the father,
That
the
that
gun. I'm like, what?
when he shot the gun. He aimed it at his dad, but it
And
didn't hit him. It shot the sheriff.
What was
I
he
wrote
thinking?
it down. This is how you know I was pissed. It literally goes. He shot the sheriff. Brawl. No, no, no. Shot the sheriff. Finds out about the hickey spigot. Fights. Plays catch.
For me,
Oh
the
my
thing I
god.
couldn't recover from was the sheriff was basically naked, wasn't he? Because
he
wasn't he?
was.
Yes.
Oh my god.
They were doing the diddly.
Well, don't
Who is
now.
who? The dad?
There are certain images as a 12-year-old I don't ever want to see. That is by far one of them. Sir, where are your pants?
Oh god.
I kind of felt like how they do in movies, how it'll be like a mom and she's like doing all she can and they'll try to, advertise that. And then there's the savior god who almost always is a sheriff, and they'll swoop on in and save the day and fill the fridge with groceries or give them a ride to the store, to work or school, or pop open just to check on in. Never done this before ever, but now all of a sudden he's just gonna pop on in. Well, you popped on in and got popped in your arm. So sorry. Did not know that this was going to occur when you decided to check in on me this evening. Again, the whole scene. What? And why did he decide out of all things that is what he was going to use? In the kitchen? Like, I'm sorry, I keep bringing it because it happened directly after. How do you shoot the sheriff and then literally get into a tussle in the kitchen? You pick up nothing? Then y'all go behind the couch and y'all done destroyed the living room. You don't think, man, I think I need a different type of weapon because my hands aren't working. Also, why do you, as a sheriff, how did he gain access to your gun like that? What you doing? You
Right,
didn't
was the car like unlocked or something? I think he went to the car to grab. I can't remember well.
black scene. I don't remember anything that occurred all the way up until the fact. I just
think-
gun shot sheriff.
I think he went to the sheriff's car.
This
got
is on the front porch, right?
I don't know.
It's time
I
to
feel like
read
I'm
math.
remembering things differently.
I can't remember the
Do I remember
things
anything at all?
anymore. So listen, I'm doing my best. But I'm literally like, how did the gun get here so easily? No, sir, you're doing something wrong. You're doing something very wrong.
Very wrong.
Didn't he like get it from the compartment? Is that like the right? Okay, just checking because I'm like, or maybe the sheriff left it because he was naked, right? So
Yeah.
he left it in like the holster on his pants. So that was like two things I got. I don't know. I don't understand a single thing.
I can't remember when it happens on like the page, so I can't look back for it and be like, okay, let's see.
Again, this is a library book, so I'm kind of upset that I don't have it to actually flip through. I'm looking at my notes. I literally stopped taking notes after I got to 82. Oh my God. I literally wrote confusion when he shot the gun aiming at his dad. Did he unintentionally shoot the sheriff? And it's like underlined with a question mark. That is so funny. That's actually funny. But here's the part that gets me though, and I did write this down. When he got attacked by all those dogs, he did finally was able to get help. Where was the help after the fact? Like it just disappears after that.
I think
Like
that's
just
the part where it's like we don't really know if it really was the dad that basically fucked up the dogs.
exactly. You see what I'm
Right,
saying, right?
exactly.
We don't know if it was him. We don't know who did
Right.
it.
And that brings me to the later point I had. What was the reason of saving him in the first place? You could have just let them. If his intention was to just get, Dino, then, well, okay, well, bye, Junior. But why do you need? Why are you saving him? Just for him to get in the house a few days later, and you go try to drown him in the kitchen. What was the point of saving him from the dogs, Dad?
I
Okay.
feel like
I
wouldn't he
understand.
save it for he saved Junior from the dog, so the dad could use the Junior for himself.
That's what I was thinking, right? Like if he was strong enough, then he was like, okay, great, now I can fully take over Junior as a person instead of just being in this other realm and then it'll just be me. And then they'll just say, oh, okay, Dino had a really bad seizure, and that was it. You know what I mean? That's I'm with you, Cherry. That's how I imagine it in my head his whole entire reasoning for keeping him. Because technically he was stronger. But I also thought that the reason, because at a certain point in the timeline, I can't stand the way his mind was processing stuff. Because I wrote a question down: did the seizure start happening right after his father's death? And if they did he start feeding on him immediately? Like, oh, bloop. Because at some point they stop and then they start right back up. Like there's a point in the story where he doesn't have a seizure. I think I wrote it down. Gotta find it, where he doesn't have one at all. I'm trying to remember where it happens, but I know he does not have one for a while. This is when got it. This is when him and Junior are like bonding. They're having a good time. No seizure. Of course he's
Yeah.
bonding with him. He's fed on him for like a week and a half. He has a good strength. He's gonna go in the backyard and shoot and play around, and we're gonna dance a little bit. He's gonna have a great time. But the moment he gets weak again, he's going right in that bedroom. Come on, little spigot. Come on, spigot. What's happening? And then you know what I mean. So I feel like he was doing it in secret because he wanted to keep that away from Junior. But then he got caught. And was like, oh, I'll just take both of you. That'll work. That's literally my premise. Like I feel like he was trying to do it in secret and not have Junior find out, but he did. And then the altercation happened. Because he was totally fine when he was just playing with him. Or like dropping the hints and stuff. Yeah, that's all I got.
I would just like to say that I figured out where the gun came from.
Please.
Where did it come from?
It was
Enlighten.
it was like a pistol, I think, and he got it from the sheriff. I think it was in the car. It didn't say specifically where. So yeah, there's the answer.
Snatched it from the
Magically
car.
appeared in his hand.
Yeah, because I was like, where did he get it from? And then I see like, oh, he shot the sheriff already. I'm like, what?
I can't. This is why this. I'm so sorry. I do not. I don't want to take away my rating. I just.
It's okay.
Why?
I
Are you
mean,
gonna increase it or are you gonna decrease?
Yeah, that's the question.
No, I
no,
think
no, it's
Unique's
gonna.
going down. Unique's like,
No,
no,
I'm not gonna go down. No, it's gonna.
It's gonna be a
What?
1.5.
It's not gonna go down. Wow, it's gonna stay the same. Thanks, but it just talking about it actually made my thoughts make more sense. If it like I'm like I wasn't going nuts. Like, okay, am I looking at this wrong? It's like no, no, this is intentionally put here so you can doubt everything you're thinking, everything, because it makes no sense. It makes no sense. I don't know what occurred. Here's what I remember: dog scene and everything after. What occurred before? Can't tell you.
The highlight.
I can't tell you. And
I
the
mean,
reason why I keep bringing that one scene up is because that is the mental picture I got instantly. So when I get a picture in my head, that stays with me. I don't care what book it is. If I get a mental picture, that is it. That's the one scene I'm always going to remember. And the water scene. I can't remember the name of the movie it reminded me of, but it's in my head. That's what it reminded me of. Just then I thought about I was being silly. I was like, oh, that water bill gonna be so high. That sink just still running.
The water bill.
Sink water just still running. It's still running. Oh, that poor woman gonna come in there and just go like a pool in that kitchen. Just
Yeah.
he ain't
I
get to
think
do the dishes. Just that whole scene just blew my mind.
I think what also like struck me with the dog scene is because I myself have claustrophobia. So the whole thing was just like me, my heart was racing, and then there were like dogs. I'm like, oh my god, you know what? If this was me, I'm just gonna lie there and I'm just gonna let myself be eaten because I'm gonna die anyways because of my claustrophobia.
Truly, honestly. Was he like under the house? He was, right? Or did I
Yeah,
like
he
read
was
that
Yeah,
wrong?
under
yeah.
the house.
Okay, just
He
checking.
There's like a panel thingy at the bottom that he
Mhm.
crawled under,
Hmm.
and
You
the
see him
dogs
a
were trying
lot.
to scratch at the thing to
Hmm.
remove it so that they could get at him.
Fun
Okay.
fact: this is also why the Cujo reference makes sense. So upset you haven't seen it because that literal thing happened. I'm not lying. They have it under the house. That's not the point. That's why we're never going to forget the dog saying ever. It's never
Okay.
going to happen. I just don't.
Me and
It's never
Cherry will watch it, or I will watch it by myself, so I can get it.
gonna
I feel like I'm gonna read it first.
I have the book and I plan on actually reading it and then watching the movie, see which one I like better. We'll
Maybe we
see.
should also
But
watch both.
again, I say this all the time. I am very picky about my thrillers. Very picky. Like the last 5-star thriller I actually read was Home Before Dark.
Mm. Listen.
Blew my mind. It had mystery. There was a moment when I do that. Actually, reading, you sold me. That was it. I was no, yeah, that was it. That was it.
Actually wanna read this, so maybe I will bump it up my TBR.
Totally do it. Do not read it in the dark. Don't do that to yourself.
It's okay, I'll just perish.
Don't do that to yourself. Nope. I made the dumb mistake of reading that book and lock every door at the exact same time. I don't know who the hell I thought I was. It was the dumbest thing I could have ever done. I'm sitting on the couch, I'm reading the book, just, bliss. Houses make noise. The way I knew someone was in there to get me, and I would absolutely be got because there's no way for me to escape. I have nowhere to go. I'm curled up. There's like no warning. I have no time to get up because I'm like curled up, book here, little light on. It was my mom in the kitchen, but still, I just knew that was gonna be it for me. It was gonna be it for me. She's like, "What are you doing?" I was reading. My goodness. And I knew then. That's the last time I read that book at night. Nope. Lock every door and I'm reading it at night. What's wrong with you? Now I'm triple checking all the lights on outside. No, I said I couldn't. That was it. That was it. I can't. But I'm very picky about my thrillers, so I'll probably have a couple of low ones.
Oof. We'll be prepared.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because it's also this was a very short read, so that made a big difference to me. That made a big difference.
Hmm.
They did manage to squeeze a lot in such a small book. Like a lot of shit happened in this book
Yeah.
instantly. That part I do like, but I wish it was longer. I need a
Yeah,
little bit
I
more.
wanted to get into that because I think the ending is the weakest point of this novella,
That's why I got two.
because the pacing was just like, wait, where am I? What is happening? Why are we suddenly now with him?
30.
Yeah, he's 30. His son just died.
Son just
Oh
died.
my god.
When did he get a son?
Exactly.
Hello? Like
How
there's
did
no
he get a
there's
son?
no line break. There's no 30 years later. There's nothing. It's like, son died.
It's not his real son though, right? It was the guy was like someone he kind of adopted, or did I like get that wrong too? It's not a real son, right?
No, I
I
thought it
think
was his
it's a
real
real
son.
son.
This is real
Was
son.
it?
How is it
Oh,
a real son? I'm kidding.
Uh-oh.
did
If
I
I
thought it
two
was
if
a real
two are
son.
if two are right and then two are wrong, I'm gonna bust out laughing because that's hilarious. 'Cause I thought it was his son. That was me. That's my interpretation. That
I
was
thought it
actually
was
his
his
son.
son because I read it as
No,
like
it had to be. It had to
a
be. The only
cycle
reason
repeating itself. That's how
that's
I
it.
read it. So
That's
that
exactly what I was getting to.
so I think it was his son because the whole thing is like he lost his kid, so now he's like, well, I lost my dad. I cannot lose my child too.
Mhm.
So let's get him back.
Can we talk about the audacity? so angry at his dad for doing the exact damn thing he decided he was gonna do at the end. Excuse me? Hold on. That part absolutely pissed me off. How dare you have all this resentment for your dad, all of this gulf in your chest, you're upset, you can't stand him, you're very, all of these things, and then you have a son, however we have it, didn't even know you were in a relationship, whatever, but you get a son, and you're like, oh, I can get him back, sure. Spigot. What? Like,
The
what?
spigot reveals itself again.
Stop. Out of all things, like, and it literally reads like, whoosh, I have a son, I can't lose him, I'm gonna dive in this water, I know how to do it, I know how to save him. Spigot, it'll be fine. I'm sorry, did I miss the part where we just all of a sudden were okay with this?
Yeah,
How are you
I was so
using
frustrated with that. I especially because the whole point of the majority of this is him trying to protect Dino, and at first being even like thinking that the dad is there to protect and
to
help
protect
Dino.
him? Yep,
Mhm.
And then at the end he's like, "Nah, I'm going to use it."
nah, I'm gonna
Gonna
use
do
him
the
too.
exact
Oh
same
god.
thing.
I'm do it, that'll be fine. Part hello.
The apple does not fall far from the tree.
It does not. I think the call is
Exactly.
coming from inside of the house. How can you pass judgment and you're doing the exact same thing? Like, it's kind of like, oh, so you think it's okay because it's your son and not you? Is that what you're saying? It's a problem when it's your dad trying to, save himself. But oh, it's my son. It's totally fine. No. What? Hello? No. And then we just end there. So in my head, I'm like, okay, so does it work? Did he get his son back? I
Yes,
mean,
exactly.
Oh,
I'm sorry, did Dino learn how to fight? Like, what occurs? Like, is there a battle that happens? I don't. First off, how was he still alive? Did the seizure suddenly stop? Like, what?
hmm.
I know he says that they like I think they institutionalize him because I think
Hmm.
he picks him up from wherever.
And take him
Hmm.
right back to the house.
Yeah, as if he hasn't had enough. As if he hasn't got through enough.
Hey,
Went through so
I
much.
But wait,
know.
is it just me or I think there was a mention of the fire. Did that burn like the entire house down or just like some
Mhm.
part?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, okay, got it.
So he took him back to a blueprint.
Oh, okay, got it. Okay, thanks.
It was like, oh, hey, there's that pole that's still up there. Me and Dad used to throw the ball and wrap around the pole that one time. Like it was just normal. Like he just, this literally in my head, his dad was like, oh, I'm gonna take my lunch break from feeding on my younger son and I'm gonna go play ball with my older son. That's literally how it happened. Yeah, that's it.
Oh
And
my
that's the
god.
plot.
And
That's
that
That's it.
and that's mapping the interior.
Thank you so much for being.
Oh man. Okay, so are we ready to transition? Have we said everything we have to say
I
about
have.
mapping the interior?
I am
Okay.
weird.
So, someone else take it away from me. What is this?
Not it.
Okay, so basically, Jake Livingston is about the only black guy in a Catholic private school, and he's queer. That's literally the summary all I needed to know. Before going into
And
he's
he's being
black, he's
haunted.
queer.
And he's being haunted.
Oh, he
Yeah,
can see ghosts,
Yes.
and gold.
basically. He's black, he's queer, he can see ghosts. That is all you need to know about Jake Livingston.
The three, what you call it?
The
I mean, I think
trifecta.
definitely a big trigger warning for this one is like a school shooting because that's
Oh
like
yeah.
a major point and suicide as well.
Hmm.
Those are major triggers for this one. Um,
Through
because you
me.
can't read it because the whole thing is about that.
Exactly.
Whole thing.
Although I was surprised because they never mentioned that in like the summary or anything.
Yeah.
Hmm. Exactly.
Never. Why do they do that? And that's the entire book, literally. You can't
Hmm.
you can't get past it. You can't say, "Oh, I'm going to skip these chapters." That's the entire book. That's it. Like, put in parentheses, don't read this if.
Exactly.
Please
Exactly.
don't. And I'm only saying that because I read Grown, not to get off topic, but it's relevant because I just finished Grown, and that entire book it's literally starts from a sexual assault, and that's the entire book.
But I
Yeah.
think in Grow, didn't they like mention that in the summary? At
It's
least.
mentioned in the actually like in the inside of the book, like when you open the inside of the book, and I was
It
like,
has content
oh,
warnings.
mm-hmm,
Okay.
that part I liked, but see, I didn't catch that the first 5 chapters I read. It was just when I did one of these, I was like, oh, what's that? And I was like, oh, that's why you don't just skip to the chapter. You actually need to read the pages that have words on them. You need that'll be great. That'll help you out. Yeah, because it was literally right there, and I was like, I can't believe I missed that. I just chapter one. Okay. It was a really good book. I did enjoy it, but I'm just saying books are made like that where they start with something that's a trigger and it will be the entire premise of the story.
Okay. So, overall thoughts and rating for The Taking of
There
Jake.
you go.
Let's start with Mish.
Okay, so I believe I gave this an actual 4 stars. Um, and that is mostly because I was very interested again in this like whole other perspective of seeing ghosts and stuff like that,
Hmm.
and the what's called the ectomist, and I was like, what the fuck is an ectomist? I had to Google it because, but I didn't like. But the thing is, I didn't Google this until like I was like at 60% or something, and then I was like, oh, I should probably know what the fuck this is, and then I was like, oh, it's that. Okay, got it. And then that everything just made sense, And yeah, I did think that that the parts with Sawyer was also disturbing. So, but yeah, I think in a good way because the ones with Jake were starting to like feel a bit eh, and then we get to the spicy bits with like Sawyer, I think. So
Spicy bit.
yes, I'm calling them spicy, but this is not in a smut way. Guys, don't think that this is smut, okay? Please.
No. No,
It would
no,
have been nice to have a
no.
sprinkle of that. I
Oh
would have
yes, oh
preferred a
yes.
sprinkle of it,
With
No.
the
please.
Most we
mhm.
get here is some kissing. That's it.
Which I'm so happy it ended then because if it would have continued, it absolutely would have been a romance novel, and I draw the line.
I'm
Here we
there.
go.
See,
Oh,
that's where I would have probably actually fallen in love with this. If it had been longer and committed to the romance and the spooky vibes, I would have been 100%.
Also, Miss, you're biased. Okay, this is the second book with ghosts in it.
I'm
Of
so
course you like
sorry.
this. Okay? I also would like
So
to say
welcome
how
to the spooky corner.
everyone she said 4 and everyone laughed. Everyone made a face. Just letting you know no one else has that rating. Fuck you.
Okay. I'm so
Although
sorry,
like
very
Kim
generous.
from Bookshelf Bunny, she was talking about it in the Discord too. I think she gave it like 5 stars. So there's that.
5?
Yeah,
I'm
she
not
did.
the most generous, okay? Give me some slack.
5?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah, I
unique.
watched like Kim's wrap
Give your
and she
rating.
gave it
I'm
five
so
stars.
disturbed.
It's a solid. Okay, at first it was like okay, at first it was like 2.5, okay? And then I gave it a solid 3. We in between 2.5 and 3, okay? I just okay, hear me out, right? I wanted more. And when I say that, I mean like the story itself was nice. I liked the way it flowed. It was great. But I wasn't I found myself caring more about Sawyer. Like I cared more about his story than what was actually occurring to Jake. I didn't. I literally was like, oh, things he goes. Okay, it's a ghoul. Woo. Like okay, who was that Sandy or what was talking to him? Okay, and then like the party at his brother's house irrelevant. Oh, I'm like, okay, give me back the story. What happened with him? What's going on? Also, put an announcement out there. I'm biased. I was a psych major. Okay, instantly piqued my interest because I didn't like his support system. So I I lost the mystery, the spooky factor part because I was so invested in Sawyer. Because initially, the way it's written, we're made to not like him, but that's because we don't have his story, right? When we get his story, it's like, oh man, is that sympathy? Wow,
There's like a
Literally
light
though.
shining, and then
that
angels
literally is
singing.
what that's literally what happened. Is that oh okay? And then I didn't care about Jake at all. I'm so sorry. I did not eh, because I originally thought he was going to be like the interaction between him and Sawyer was going to be completely different, and it wasn't. It was eh, eh. It didn't
Yeah.
give me, you know what I mean? Like it didn't give me the relationship I wanted it to give. Like I thought they were gonna go on, they were gonna just be a dynamic duo, something, or they were gonna like battle or something. You know what I mean? Like something occurred across the street. We're gonna figure out what happened. It was like, no, we're gonna wait. That's gonna happen 7 chapters from now, and it's not even gonna matter once you find out. It's like, oh, I did not. Who was Jake's boyfriend? What was his name?
Alistair.
Alistair.
Alistair. Alistair. Cutest introduction ever. Okay, it was so cute how they actually started conversing and talking. I did like that bit. Okay, also biased. Doesn't matter, but I like that bit. That was really cute.
No, I really liked
Really
Alistair.
cute.
I thought he was
I
cute. I
did. He
thought
was
he was
so
cute.
Yeah,
cute.
he was
I
super
did, but
cute.
yeah, but that was it. I didn't. I was very conflicted at what story I was reading because in one half, no, I don't like romances, but I really wanted to know what happened between Jake and Alistair. Like I was committed, but then I also was like, okay, okay, well, there's Sawyer, and then there's the dude across the street, and then there's the school thing that Sawyer did. Are we gonna? No, we're not. Okay. Yes. Nope. Okay. The end. All right. Okay.
We'll get into it because I barely understood the ending, but we'll get into that with
That's why I paused like that because okay, what happened? Can help me if anyone knows. Please fill me in because confusion for the last 5 chapters absolutely occurred.
Yeah, no, I gave this 3 stars because I was super conflicted. There were certain things that I really liked, but then there were other things that I was like, I literally don't understand what just happened. Like I don't like the way action sequences were written in this book
Oh
because they
yeah.
didn't make any sense. At least not to me. They didn't make sense to me. I will speak for myself. I was so confused. Like I would listen to the audiobook and I would be like, what on earth just happened?
What
And
just
then I
happened?
picked up the physical book and I looked through and I was like, am I losing it? And then I would read it physically and still be like, what is happening?
No,
What
I
is
didn't hear
this?
it.
Do you
Like
mean like
the
the battle?
what's yeah
The battle.
The
yeah
battle.
what scene there
Okay,
is
okay,
like
okay.
what
Mm.
scene is that happens like I think he's walking home from school or something like that and he like says, oh, I see a ghoul or like I see a ghost, and there's and a conversation happens because they can talk now all of a sudden, and then he just goes in the house, and then there's one in the house that's not talking but moving their lips, but he can't understand them, but then there's one outside the house that he can understand, so he goes on the front porch and they're having a conversation. What? How did we get here?
I don't
What
even
is
know.
happening?
I don't even know.
I don't
Like
even
because
remember
this
that
is
part.
because
Exactly.
this I only remember because this is around the time he finds out about his neighbor, and so he's like walking down the street and he's like seeing all of these real things, and then he sees the other plane. The mind picture I have is ridiculous, and he just has a conversation, ignores the real people at this point, goes in the house, Oh, what happened? Oh, you didn't hear so and so? Who? Sally, Anna, whatever the names were. Can't even remember when those finally are told. I'm just, what is going on? That is when I said I have no movie reference to give to even grasp what's occurring conceptually because I am, we're confused. We're confused. I don't know what happens after Alistair, to be honest. I don't know what's occurring.
The highlight of the
I
book.
have no idea what happens. There's the
Alice
party
the star.
where his brother gets mad, and then that's I don't
No, it
know
was
what
his
happens
best
afterwards.
friend, right? That got mad.
Well, no, his brother got mad because he thought he leaked the video of
Oh,
that
okay.
girl.
Let's
But
not
his
get
best,
into
Let's
spoilers.
not get into that yet.
Oh shit! Oh,
yeah,
beep.
yeah.
Okay, Cherry, you didn't give your rating yet, right?
Oh, not yet. I gave it like 3 stars, so at least up to like the 60% mark. It was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna give this a solid 4 stars, and then after that, like the last 20, 30, 40%, I was like, yeah, this is definitely a 3 because like it tackled so many things, and I feel like it just some of the topics just got lost along the way. Like it handled racism, handled homophobia, it handled school shooting, it handled mental health, and some of them were like just mentioned in passing for like some parts. Like just so it was, oh yeah, we're still discussing this thing. I forgot, so I'm gonna add this here.
Mhm.
That kind of thing. So yeah, it was like a 3. But honestly, I'm kind of upset because I thought it was gonna be a 4 at least.
Yeah,
Hmm.
for me, if we were rating this based just on the queer vibes, this would get a 5. This
Oh
is
yeah.
so gay.
Super gay.
It's so
So
gay,
gay.
and I love it. I
I
love
absolutely love it.
everything
For
about
the
that
queer
novel.
vibes, we're getting 5 stars here.
5 stars.
Like,
I feel like we should now give subcategories now when we give a rating, like overall, and then there's like queerness, and it's like mystery. Like I feel like that
Mhm.
should now be a thing because
yeah.
that's the only thing that I enjoyed out of the entire book.
No, I love that our protagonist was queer as hell. Our villain was queer as hell. I was like, I love this. I'm
That
living
was
the dream.
that warmed my queer heart.
Yes,
Yes.
Exactly.
I
yes,
just
Same.
knew. I knew Sawyer. Honest, well, they don't tell us that, right? But when we find out, it's kind of like, oh, it makes so much. Yes, I literally did that. It makes so much sense, right? And then, we're like, okay, yeah. And then there's Jake, and then he meets Alistair, who's also black. Oh,
yes, yes.
I'm so happy.
satisfaction. That's all I can say. That gets a 5. Absolutely. Everything else, I don't know, just goes down. Just
Oh.
just
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, so we liked the queer thing, the queer vibes. Anything
Mhm,
else we
mhm.
liked about this that we can keep spoiler free? Because I don't think queerness is a spoiler. Like, I'm
No,
sorry, like it is not.
yeah, no. I
I feel like a lot
liked,
of people read it because it's queer.
Yeah,
yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. I did
I
like
like.
how oh sorry, go ahead. Because
No,
I'm
no,
always
no. You
talking.
go.
You sure?
Yes.
I did like how we got to hear Sawyer's voice, like how we got to hear it. Not like, oh, it was him talking to Jake, but like we actually got to see his actual story. The way that the book is written, I enjoyed that a lot because we got to see different sides to each and every person that's important. Um, but I do wish I wish it was just a tad bit more detailed. But that was one of my favorite parts that we actually got to hear Sawyer's voice and in the way that we did. It wasn't too revealing. It didn't give us away too much. We weren't like, oh yeah, that's totally gonna end. It's like, oh, but I definitely did not like the fact that I became more focused on Sawyer.
Mhm.
I definitely
Definitely
cared more
agree.
for him.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
literally stopped caring about Jake like halfway through. I was like, just give me Sawyer's chapters.
just give me Sawyer's chapter. Just because at some point Jake's not really doing
Mhm.
anything. He's not really
You're not
doing
happy
anything.
to
He's
see
just
him.
he's just seeing stuff. You know what I mean? Like we're not getting development with his character. He's just discovering more things that he already knows, like in a deeper level. Like, oh, I know that these are ghosts, but now I can talk to them. Or like, oh, these are ghouls, and they can't, go inside the house, things like that.
Mhm.
But Sawyer had a story. I didn't care about Jake until he met Allison. I really didn't. Sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think with Jake, he was so like I don't know the words, but he was so contained that
Mhm.
it was hard to get to know him. Like it felt like he was purposefully trying to make himself smaller, but then since we're in his head, I'm like, I feel like we should know you better. Like even if you're projecting that image
Yep.
to others to protect yourself,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we should have been able to see more of
Mhm.
him because we're
That's
in
a
his
great point.
perspective.
That's a
Yeah.
great point.
I think it was only in the later part that I actually like Jake, because then it was like, okay, I am done, and it was like, yes, I'm going to let go of everything and just be like, basically chose violence in the like literal sense, in the literal sense. But yeah, we can get to that when the spoilers part, I guess. So yeah.
Okay. Are we ready to transition into spoilers? Do we just want to get in? Is there anything else we can think of
I like
that's
the
spoiler
part where they said pray the gay away because I did not expect that.
Me
I was
either.
like,
Oh, that too.
I was like, it
Oh
became funny to me.
yeah. What did he say? Something like his dad tried to do that too,
Yeah,
like
Yeah,
before.
yeah,
Yeah.
Like that's okay. Mm-hmm.
that's part of
Mm-hmm.
his trauma. Yes.
yeah. Okay.
I'm actually gonna go to the washroom, so I'll just step out quickly and then I'll
Okay.
come back.
Oh. Okay, so
Commercial break.
Yeah, I'm just gonna drink some water and turn my camera off so you don't see me chugging like a 1 liter bottle. So wait a minute.
It's
man, we
water.
keep getting bots in this chat. I'm sick and tired of them. I'm like, leave.
Oh, who are? Oh yeah, the boss.
I've
The
had to block 3 already because they're posting gibberish in the comments. And
Okay.
I'm like, get out. We don't want you here. We do not
Okay.
want you
I'll
here.
just take my water break. Hold on.
Are you not gonna take a water break, Natalie? A
I
bathroom break, a water
drink
break.
my water in front of y'all. I really don't care.
I'm gonna get my water over here. I'm not gonna fucking turn off my camera for that.
Going to
Excuse
hide
me. Are you? Excuse me. Are you judging me?
I'm always judging you.
I like that water bottle. It's massive and the color's pretty.
It is massive, right?
Yes.
We match.
Mish already also has one, and it's massive.
Cute. I love it. I love it.
So much water. Stay hydrated.
It's so hot here. So funny thing,
Global
I'm
warming.
actually in our like storage room right now because everyone's sleeping. So it is
Sleeping.
like, yeah, people don't wake up here until like, or my mom and grandmother already wake, but like the rest are like, we used to stay. We usually wake up at like 1 p.m. or 2.
I could never. I mean, my sleep has been terrible lately. I'm basically like Jake. Like I sleep. I don't know.
Exactly.
I sleep. I don't. No, it's not happening for me. It's not happening for me. So I wish I could be like I go to sleep and I wake up at 1 p.m. What a
What
dream.
time do you usually wake up?
With this teacher life now, basically,
Oh,
if I wake up at 6, I'm doing good. Like if my body naturally wakes up at 6, I slept in.
oh,
So
that's
you
hard.
know, it's hard. And right now with the health stuff I've been dealing with, been super uncomfortable during the night. So
Mm-mm.
sleep has not been my friend. She has not wanted to be with me. I miss her, but I'm
I
having
long for her.
yeah, yeah,
Yearning for her.
I long for
Welcome
her.
back, Uni.
Welcome
Okay,
back.
thanks. What did I miss? I chimed in when I heard something about sleep.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
were talking about how Mish was talking about. Go ahead.
Oh yeah. I just talked about how I'm in our storage room right now because everyone's sleeping and like my mom and grandmother are already awake, but like my siblings and stuff wake up at like 1 p.m., 2 p.m. So
And I was
I
saying that I wish I
wish.
could. I
I
can't.
wish I could. I wish I could.
oh
I
my god.
literally just made a tweet about this yesterday. What is sleep, and when can I see her?
Yeah, that's
We
what
Exactly
all
what
I
I
look
was
was
for
saying.
it.
saying.
That's what I was saying. I'm like, I want her to be my friend, but she has left me. She has
She
left
has
the
left
Aw.
building.
me. She's left me. I don't know when she's coming back. I don't know if I like her phone number. I mean, because right now me and Insomnia are like best buds and I don't really like her. So I need her to go. Okay? I need her to
Yeah,
go.
I think I
Yeah,
saw your
yeah.
tweet actually.
Sometimes
Tired.
I feel like
And I
Unique awake
know
at odd hours of the day. And I was like,
all
isn't
the
it like
time and I
6
know it's odd
a.m.?
hours. All the time. I know it's odd hours because you guys be like talking like in the group chat and I'll be like, oh hey. I'm like, what are you?
I'm
It's
like,
like 3 a.m. What are you doing? Just up. We're up. I laid here, tried to fall asleep for 2 hours, didn't work. What's going on in here? Hey,
No,
all
I
right,
love
so
in
let's
bonding
figure
our
it
with
out.
Unique last night. We were both awake and struggling. And we were like,
Right
it's
awake.
time to chat.
What else is there to do? I cannot. I've been looking at my clock at this time. I can't. I'm just staring up at a dark ceiling. What are we doing? And I laid down. I laid down so early. I got off work. I ate, took a shower. I was in the bed at 8:30.
and then 3 a.m.
I didn't even nod. I'll see if I fall asleep and then wake up at 3. That okay, that makes sense. There was no sleep to be had.
Oh god. Alright.
Hello? Did
Insomniac
I
life.
miss?
Jay could never.
School ruined
Jake
everything.
could never.
School ruined everything. I
Oof.
will never. I don't want to go back ever. I don't want to go back. It ruins everything. It ruins how you eat. It ruins your sleep habits. You can forget about ever actually consuming a day without coffee. It's not going to happen for you. It's not, don't
Mhm.
know what to tell you. It's not going to happen. You're consuming some type of sugary substance, cake, cookie, donut. It's happening. You eat once a day.
Oh,
It ruins
that's what Jake
everything.
does. That's what Jake does. I
I
was
think
so
that's what.
concerned. He doesn't eat. He like what there was like one scene. I think this can be like it's fine if this is a spoiler because it's just like he starts to eat something and then puts it back in the fridge and I'm like, dude, what are you doing?
Oh, was it like the sandwich or something?
Yeah. It was the sandwich.
One bite and that's it. And then, but previously made a comparison about how big his brother is. He eats. What do you mean? He's eating. You need to eat, Jake. Like you don't
Yes.
consume anything. You don't eat at the lunch cafeteria. We know that. You're not
Mm.
eating. You don't have a sport. So you're not even burning anything. You're just tall. Of course he's gonna be bigger than you. He's eating more. He's eating. Oh, just gonna take the crust off the sandwich. That's all I want. Just push it back in there.
Oof.
Goes on a picnic, packs food, eats none of it. What are we doing here?
Oh, right. Didn't they go on like a semi date and he
Mhm.
wasn't eating the ice cream or whatever it was?
Ate nothing.
Yeah, he threw it out. I was like, what?
You
Me
know
and
how
my
mad I
Me
would have
sister
too.
been?
was scarfing it down.
You know how mad I would have been so upset. Okay, this is a picnic. Okay, picnics are awesome. I packed food and you don't even taste it?
Mhm.
Meanwhile, it is great. It was probably warm. The
Oh,
flavors had mingled inside. Where are you going to a picnic if you're not going to eat? What else do you do at a picnic?
Lie
that's
down on
this
the
one,
grass.
right?
And what's in the middle? Food. It's always so you're always surrounded by food on a picnic all the time. How do you go to a picnic and not eat? What are you doing? What are you just I'm just gonna get some sun. You're not even gonna drink juice. A little grape or two, nothing, or fruit. It's a picnic. How do you go to a picnic and eat nothing? Nothing. You could stay at home and do that in the bed.
No wonder he has these
Literally. That's
things.
literally what you're gonna do. Do it on your front porch. You're just gonna lay there. Just lay on your front porch. I would have been
Well, I
upset.
feel like because of the ice cream thing, I was kind of pissed about that because I don't think Jake paid for it. I think it was Alistair paid for it.
He
So it's
did.
like you're not even gonna finish half of it, and oh god, I thought you
At least
liked this
just
boy.
at
Like at
least
least
nibble
pretend.
on it. Like he could at least babysit it, like picked up his spoon, just one of those or something like fake, just it just sat
Mm.
there in his lap the whole time.
Ice cream did not deserve this.
Okay, I'm an ice cream lover, so how dare you? Okay, now
Ah,
if you had dairy issues, just tell him, Jake, if that was the case. Okay, but that conversation never happened. So why are we sitting here in this park on this bench with this ice cream that you're not eating? I
oof,
mean, did you want froyo? You could have asked for a juice,
I
a
love froyo.
smoothie. You could have asked for anything else. Why would you get ice cream and not eat it? Just what's your purpose? Oh, that
I think
scene
it was
made me
because
so mad.
they were like debating whether the brownie ice cream was like
Mm,
better than what this other thing? I don't remember. Brownie
I
ice
can't
cream, but
remember what it was, but they were trying to compare.
mhm.
Was it?
or was it vanilla cupcake? I think.
Yeah,
I
it
think
might have been vanilla cupcake and brownies. And Alistair,
Imagine that.
in his brilliance, was like, "Bro, what? Vanilla cupcake better than a brownie? In what world?"
In what world?
As a vanilla lover, I feel so attacked right now.
oh, I'm sorry.
You can like it, but like,
You and Jake can hang out.
Yep.
No, I would not
It's
give him a
a
single cent or
brownie
ice
though.
cream.
A brownie. I don't know. When I heard that, like I don't like sprinkles. That's the first thing that popped up in there. So also it's a brownie.
Yeah.
Why would I want a cupcake? Brownie. And he didn't even eat it. So why are we debating any of this? Why is this discussion of which one is better occurring when you didn't even eat it?
Oof.
Alistair was committed. Jake had no follow through. No.
None.
Literally,
He was like, "Oh,
exactly.
Feels so bad
all
because,
right.
like, yeah.
I'm just gonna test this out. This seems great. This
It
works.
was like
I don't have to do
pretending.
anything."
I mean, a cute guy bought you ice cream, so why are you not? I
Why are
can't
we
believe we're
here,
too
Jake?
focused on like that.
Yes, I
Exactly.
On that
brownies for like 5 minutes.
eating habits.
Eating
It
Jake's
mattered.
key. Key.
It mattered. These things matter.
Okay, so any other spoiler free before we dive right into completely spoiler territory?
um,
Spoiler free, none.
Mm,
Because I feel like we've already, well, we can answer the question of like who's our favorite, but I think most of us agree.
We're all biased.
We're all
Oh,
biased.
no.
So we're all clear on who was the superior character
Exactly.
in here. So
But
pretty
what
much.
about like supporting characters? Was there
River.
anyone else? River?
Yeah, I love River.
Same.
I only cared about Sawyer and Alistair. They carried this book on their backs. Okay? They
Yeah, I
were doing
didn't.
all the heavy lifting.
I feel like, and I think Cherry said this earlier, where there were like bits and pieces they just threw in there and was like,
Mhm.
"Yeah, this is it." Like, especially this. I'm not gonna reveal it, but the interaction between him and his brother, we
Mhm.
obviously can tell that they're not that close. But something happens, and they're just, oh, now there's an altercation happening. Wait, time out. Why are they at odds in the first place?
Mhm. Mhm.
Is it
Yeah.
because his brother's bigger and more popular, or I don't? Is it because what's happening here? And then it's just like, oh, okay, yeah, all right. They just don't like each other,
I
but
Mhm.
agree with
they
that. I
fucking like
felt
each
like there
other.
was tension there, but we didn't really explore it. And I was
Mhm.
like, why are you presenting this if you're not going
If
to
you're not gonna explore it,
Yeah. I think
like
I
it didn't
can.
add anything.
Mhm. I think I can like say something about that once we hop over to the spoiler part.
Yeah, it didn't. Yeah, to me, like it just didn't add anything to his character.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like that information didn't really, and we don't see anything else happen with it. Like it'll be different if they come closer towards the end. It's like no, they're still the same.
Mhm.
They're just
Yeah.
less likely, and like it's diminished a bit, but they still don't like each other like that. It's like
Mhm.
okay, where are the parents? Where are the
Oh God.
parents?
well, okay, let's jump into spoilers to really talk about that
Okay.
whole mess because the parents in this book were doing the least.
What is with
Bare,
the
bare
parents
minimum.
in these two books?
Literally. Okay, we're into spoilers now, so
Mhm.
if you haven't read the book, time to go.
Bye.
Get out.
Yeah.
But
We'll see you
literally,
later.
the parents in here and in here doing the bare minimum of everyone,
Basuda.
like everyone doing
Well,
the
I
bare
mean,
minimum.
aren't isn't it like in both books the moms are the only ones that are around?
Yeah,
Yeah.
So they're both working like a lot.
yeah.
Mhm.
So like bare minimum kind of.
But but I feel like part of the challenge here, and it was made clear later in the novel, was that Jake didn't feel supported. Like Jake had these traumatic memories with his father,
Mm-hmm.
and he didn't feel like his mother had his back.
Oh,
That his mom was like, it's okay that you're gay, whatever.
oh
It's
yeah, oh yeah.
so
And
I
there was
feel
that one
like on that
scene.
front,
Mm.
it was
Mhm.
missing. It was missing. She was delivering on, having a roof over their heads and all of that,
Mhm.
Yeah,
but
Oh yeah, that's true.
the emotional support was not there.
Yeah.
mm-mm. I
And
agree.
we do have the scene where they like sort of like talk to each other about this and his trauma. And I think he said that she just like watched there while he was
During the
like
whole
getting beaten
altercation
Mm-hmm.
up.
with the
Yeah.
dad.
And yeah, and that's when we know that like, oh, okay, you are not very mom, basically,
Yeah.
because like,
And like I can respect that as like also for her a trauma response because
mhm, mhm,
clearly that was an abusive relationship, but I'm
yeah,
like once you're out of it, you're not trying to build those bridges with your son
mhm,
Mm.
yes,
after you're not long no longer in that situation of tension and trauma. To me that is the real problem because I can understand her freezing up and not being sure what to do in the
mhm,
moment, but after I'm like it's your son.
mhm, mhm, yeah.
Where is the support?
Mhm. And I think a major part of like because we mentioned like how Jake was sort of like what you call this not showing more of himself and stuff like that. I think it's also because of hold on, let me gather my thoughts. It's because he did have this sort of like thought that he needed to be perfect or like okay with the things that he's been going through. Like with the bullying, he needed to sort of like, just get past it or like, not not like call attention to himself. And he hated, of course, like the was it Chad, the
Yeah, I think
fucking
it was
Yeah,
Chad.
asshole, I swear to God, being like, I think Jake should talk, and I'm like,
Chad
no, no,
and that was the worst.
that was
Yeah, I
it.
didn't like
He
him either.
deserved
I forgot about
everything
that. Yep.
Literally, he
and more.
deserved everything.
Yep. Yeah, I think I agree actually with everybody.
Mm,
Um I think I want to I like Dino's and Junior's mom a little better. Just cuz sis was actually going to work. Like she was trying. She was doing the things.
mm, yeah.
Jake, I understand. I understand. It was different. You know, husband was doing the things, but ma'am, he's not there anymore. Your sons need
Mhm,
support. You have one son that's just confused with the way he's supposed to navigate his social life, his personal life, and his
mhm,
life at home. He has no idea exactly how to interact, so he just becomes technically awkward. And I'm putting that in quotes because the way he was interacting was not the norm for him, but he wanted to seem normal to everyone else. And this behavior is acceptable because this is what everyone wants to see when they look at me versus I really wish he would have just smacked Chad in the back of his head. So I'm not saying anything. I don't have to talk to you. Or like had a side conversation with one of the ghouls and was like, hey, I need you to do me a favor, okay? There's this person that sits in front of me in social studies. I know you've seen him. You know, like have these conversations. Like I really wanted him to be strong like his brother, only in the sense of when it came to sticking up for himself. And
mhm,
I don't think he was, I wouldn't say taught that, but I think it was lost, obviously because of his dad, but his mother didn't come in and reinforce it. She kind of just let the treatment happen
mhm,
instead of like sneaking in and being like, okay, well, your dad sucks, but I
mhm,
love you regardless.
mhm,
Hmm.
Your dad doesn't like your choices. I love your choices. You know what I mean? Like,
mm,
I don't agree with him at all. I don't care what he says, but as long as you know I still support you, that's fine. I feel like she let that go for so long. He's like, okay, it's just me, I guess, you know?
mhm,
And then the older brother just does what he wants. I mean, it doesn't matter what he does. He's a
mhm,
football player. He's popular. Everyone likes him. He doesn't get in trouble for anything, really.
mhm,
He'll be fine. Everyone likes him. He's normal according to society with who he wants to hang out with, who he shows interest in. His behavior's totally fine for a teenage boy.
okay.
No. Hello? No. What are you?
Yeah, no,
No.
and I feel like the mom was reinforcing like negative behaviors because she
Yes.
was reinforcing for him to be the responsible one to keep his brother in check and all of that.
Exactly.
And I was like, no,
What
ma'am,
are you doing?
your job.
Exactly. And yeah,
What
I
are
think
you doing?
I think it.
Hello? Like, I'm not. If I'm Jake, I'm not about to check in on my brother. Did you do your homework? Did you eat? Are you
Mm,
getting exercise? How was your day today? I'm not gonna do that. I don't want to check in with you. I've had a really shitty day today. 7 people picked on me in one classroom. I had to walk home. A hole is in my sock. I hurt my foot. Like I don't want to talk to you. There's a ghoul on my window slobbing at me. I don't want to talk to you and see how you're doing. No one asked him ever how he was because they deemed he was fine because that's what he showed everyone.
mhm,
Versus the brother, oh, did you check on him? See
mhm,
how he's doing? Is he doing his things? What are you doing, mom? Is anyone checking on me?
mhm. Yeah,
But it was
it
like
is.
this thing. He had to be the good child. He had to be, the one that kept up appearances, go to school, dress this way. He had to be that child.
Mhm,
Mom, what are you doing? What are you doing?
yeah, and
You're asking your son to ask his brother if he ate. Did you cook? Did you cook?
the sandwich.
Like, what is
Sandwich.
The return of the sandwich.
did you cook? That's probably why he put it back because it had been sitting there. Like, oh, this is not. I didn't make this one. This is not me. Like these responsibilities she was invoking on him out of nowhere, as if he hadn't already been doing the same things. It was kind of like, her trying to weasel her way back into his life, even though she had been absent, however long she had been absent. But and I mean that in the sense of like his emotional development, like socially, like of course, like you said, the bare minimum, roof over the head, maybe food in the fridge. That's
Maybe.
questionable.
Is there a
But like, you know what I
salami
mean? Like
there?
they have, right, they have the basic things. Right. So I feel like she was, how do they say that? She's a mom but not a mother. That's the word I'm looking for.
Mm,
That's the word. Like, yeah, having kids made her mom, but where's the mother responsibilities? How are
mm,
your boys? One of them hates school. Do you even notice?
mhm,
How's your brother? Go check on your brother. How he's doing. He's not even in his room. He's been missing for like 4 days, Mom. I don't know where he is. What do you mean? Like, did you ask him anything? Even
mhm.
the teachers had an issue
Oh
with the
god,
way
the
they were talking
teachers.
to him. Yeah, exactly. Even the teachers were talking to him crazy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're not checking in on him, and he would be the one to check in the most,
Hmm.
not the football player.
Yeah, and when they like asked him, like when the whole chat thing happened with the very deserved stab, they were like, "Why didn't you tell us, or why didn't you tell anything?" And like his automatic response was like, "Because you won't listen, or you won't like believe me." And that's like, I think that's the same that applies to his mom. Like, poor kid.
I wanted him to grab another pencil and do
Oh,
his other
and
hand.
stab the principal this time.
I wanted everyone to get it. I wanted everyone to have a pencil in the hand. I was sick of it because for him to like get up, how do you expect someone to function normally if that's their environment every single day,
Mhm.
every day? And I'm supposed to smile or like walk it off, or again, I'm biased because I don't like bullies, but still, how are we supposed to function in an environment like that and then go home like, yeah, everything was fine today, everything's great, I'm gonna go check on so and so, or like, yeah, I'm totally fine, it's whatever, I'm okay, or I've told you this for like 4 consecutive years, no one does anything, but the moment I get violent as the black kid, now
And
it's
then,
an issue. And at
mhm.
that point, he should have got more violent because that's automatically what they were going to think anyway. So just get satisfaction and
Yes,
just take it out. Just go
go all
ahead.
the way. Hmm.
Just go all the way. Just go all the way. And it's not like no one knew. Everyone knew.
Mm,
They didn't even know he had a brother. Let's just.
exactly.
So there's no way you're going to tell me, oh, yeah, I did not know. I'm pretty sure he told almost every adult ever. And it just
Mhm.
took that one moment. Is that a pencil? Well, okay, yeah, okay. Oh well, yeah, this is how it's happening. And I guarantee you there's one other person in that classroom that absolutely did what Mish did. I guarantee you it is. I guarantee you it is. I know it is. I know it is. But you hate to, speak up against the bigger crowd to be that person because then you could be a target too. But I know someone in there was like, yes, I would have slid him another one. Oh, is that another pencil? Just rolled it across the floor a little bit. Just, yeah, go ahead. Yeah. Oh my goodness, I didn't see like a fake trip and been like, oh, I didn't.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't see your hand there. My goodness, like that
Oh my god.
was a
Yeah.
sweet victory. I was so happy.
And I think
It
I
was
was
deserved.
also like sort of happy when it like he felt like when because this was the part when he was like, "Oh, I actually understand why Sawyer would want to do that." And I was
Mm,
like, "Yes."
yes,
You finally understand.
yes. You
But
know
yeah.
exactly, and that's one of the my favorite parts actually is, again, we're only greeted with the aftermath of what Sawyer did, right? You're like, oh, ooh, wait, oh, and then it's like, oh, well, and then school ruins everything. So in my head, I'm like, well, now I'm thinking like, Was that morally right?
You're like, you're
Because
like,
it's really bad, right? Because it's like, okay, he took a life, but it's like,
mm,
well, all right, he told y'all stop messing with him. Okay, I
mm,
don't know what to tell y'all. You're just no one's listening to him. He had the worst therapist in history, flat out.
Let's get into Sawyer and his family and his
oh,
therapist, everything. Let's get
He has the
into
worst family. I could not
because
do it.
I'm
I
so
could
mad.
not. If I ever meet his sister, it's on sight.
Yeah.
She
another
was the
pencil.
god awful worst. She was the worst. I have never wanted to jump inside of a book more in my life than that exact moment. I was, oh, she just needs to get smacked in the face. Like, I'll do it for you, Sawyer. Like, you can't do it. I'll do it. I'll do it. Like, I'll help you out. And it just was like, it was kind of me realizing Sawyer had this is a wide scope, a support system. And I only say that because they were actually noticing something was wrong. Versus with Jake, no, he told everybody, still didn't notice. And they were kind of teeter tottering back and forth between that. And it's like, okay, well, Sawyer also told everybody, but no one believes him. Or his sister doing this joking thing, reading diaries, telling on him when he's just being a nice botanist. Leave him alone to his bugs and insects. Maybe he's trying to study how they function. Is he bothering you? No, he is not. Leave him alone. Who are you? Where about your hair? I'm pretty sure she absolutely has split ends. I did not like his sister. I'm sorry. I did not like her. Could not. I didn't. I did not. She was a god awful worst.
No,
Don't
I
care. I
no,
can't.
I wanted to fight the mom. I was so ready. Like
The
she knew there
mom.
was a problem, but she wanted to pretend there wasn't a problem, and I'm like, we're about no.
Oh no, he's fine. He's totally great.
Let's take him
Um,
out of therapy.
Yeah, let's take him out of therapy. And then Sawyer inside is like, I don't want to leave therapy, but I'm not going to say anything. And I'm like, Mom,
Oh,
literally says, "Hey,
why are you
mom,
like this? Why are you
something's quite wrong. This isn't it. This is nuts. I have dreams of this. I have thoughts of this. You're fine, babe. You're okay. You just need some sleep. Come on, babe. Come on in the house. We're gonna feed you. What?
a sandwich. Like,
Did anyone? Oh, they said a sandwich. Did anyone else listen to the audiobook? Because I did.
I
Yes.
did.
Okay.
Towards the end.
Great narration. Okay, first
I
off,
loved it.
that's what made me dislike her even more because the narration was spot on. You cannot just dismiss everything. Like clearly something's wrong. He's not behaving right. He's telling you something's wrong. You're fine. Everyone's telling you something's wrong. Even the sister. The way she went about it was absolutely terrible, wrong. Still want to fight her on sight. But she also said, "Hey, mom, something ain't right. This, I think he needs help. He don't need help. He's fine. Therapy's not working." And the therapist is like, "Just write about it."
No, literally, the boy tried to commit suicide, and the mom is like, he's fine. He's
He's
had
fine.
therapy for a little bit. He's cool. And I'm like, he tried to end his life.
Ma'am,
Okay?
ma'am, he was hanging. Like, hel- hello? I don't really know in any world what that's deemed fine, like waivable. He was not fixing a light. He was not gluing something on the ceiling. He kicked the chair, ma'am. What are you doing? He was trying to call it. Hello? And then to get into therapy. Sad. Hey, I have this issue. Write about it. Oh, your sister shouldn't have done that. Write about that.
No, and then
Are
he's
we
like,
gonna get a
he's depressed, and the therapist is like, write about something you're looking forward to. I'm like, he's
looking
depressed.
forward to? Looking forward to? Who gave you your degree?
Literally.
Okay, looking forward to? What do you mean? Do you understand? This is coming from a child who literally just tried to commit suicide, and you just telling him to write about What do you look forward to? Death. What do you mean what he looks forward to? He just wants
Exactly.
his life. He doesn't want to
Yes.
be here. That's what he's looking forward to. Why would you tell him to write about that?
100%.
Why?
100%. That therapist needed to be fired. He needed a new therapist.
I
That man.
think the therapist needed help
Yes.
themselves.
The therapist needed his own
It
therapist.
literally, yeah. It literally is like when they do that, when they make fun of this is so such cliche. It's so sorry, all therapists out there. I'm so sorry. But they'll be like, and how does that make you feel? He literally described in detail how he felt. He is just was terrible, wasn't eating, wasn't sleeping, all of these things. I even wrote about it, read the entry to the girl. And now I need you to deep think, okay? Just stay with that for a moment. Now I need you to make another entry. What are you looking forward to? Ma'am, there are 7 pages of just darkness. And he doesn't just mention himself, he mentions school, he mentions his mom, his sister. Like, there are details. What is he looking forward to? He just told you. And I don't think he should be answering that question at all. What he's looking for. Don't answer that. Okay. Do not tell me what you're looking forward to because I just read it. Don't. I think the first thing we need to get you on would be meta and vacation. Okay. Then we're gonna get you on what's called sleep. Instant. It was so needed. I don't, ma'am, do you, what is he looking forward to? He barely wants to wake up in the morning because when he leaves, he goes to school and it's shitty. And then he go home and it's shitty. Of course he's gonna go in the barn and cut up some crickets.
No,
What else is he supposed to do?
literally, it's literally so much. I'm like, this boy is literally thinking about murder. And
What you looking forward to?
what are we doing? What's he looking
Watching.
forward to? Absolutely
forward to?
breaking everyone out of his school. That's what he's looking forward to.
Literally.
Exactly.
How do you, that was the dumbest thing she could have ever asked. Like, oh, hey, these are all the very ominous plans that I have, very disturbing black thoughts, possibly, I don't know, destroying thousands of lives. I'm just putting it out there. These are all the negative thoughts that I'm having. This is what I'm looking forward to. So you're saying take what I just told you and now answer what I'm looking forward to doing. Out of the list of the 50 things I said I was going to do, sure, top of my list.
Okay.
Just but cat in the school. I can't. And the surprise that everyone had baffles me. So no one knew. So everybody, no one knew. So no one knew, right? This just came left field. We see nothing. Well, no warning signs. He met with people in school, talked to people in school, talked to teachers in school, went home, talked to his mother, had a therapy. Like, everything adds up. I don't understand how much more they wanted Sawyer to take.
Yeah. And the bullying was so like persistent and terrible. I'm like, how
He got bullied more than Jake did.
Exactly.
And Jake got a love interest.
Sawyer was depressed, lonely, and murderous. that
Didn't River like say something like she was trying to be nice because she
Yeah, I
knew that motherfucker was about to snap?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey,
I think
so
she
I
mentioned
think
it.
you should.
She mentioned it that she was like, I was trying to be friendly
Uh-huh.
because I was like getting some
No, because he mentions like, okay, you're not listening either. You're not listening to me either. What, I don't want to do any of that. Hello. So I don't think we should meet next week. I do appreciate all the time. You're a great patient. I think it's great for you to go home, spend time with your family. I'm gonna go on vacation. Yeah, she got out of that jam. Like, ma'am, no, ma'am, you were absolutely next on his list. If he had a list, you absolutely were probably 3 right after his mom and sister, like right there. You were right there immediately. And how do you sense that and say, what are you looking forward to? You, ma'am, he's looking forward to you. How do you handle that? Just
And
all
what
right.
was I
Just gonna
gonna
dip on
say?
out. Sure you are. Just I feel so sorry for him. I literally did not care about Jake. That is crazy.
Exactly.
Literally same though.
I actually did think that some like some spice would go on between Sawyer and Jake for some reason, because there was some. I think he was following. I thought he was following Jake because he was like interested in that way to with him,
Mm.
because he did say he was like this sort of like light, right? He describes Jake like he was like this sort of like light. So I was like, are you? They're gonna be a love triangle in here.
That actually would
Oh,
have been really cute. Like, could you
right?
imagine like my boyfriend is immortal? Like no one can see
No,
him
Send
but
them
I,
the
me.
I feel I
fantasy.
feel like readers would have been like, absolutely not. We are not pairing the black kid with the white short.
Please stop. Yeah, that would have been an uproar. It would have been an
Oh
uproar for
god.
sure. How dare, and then especially if Alistair's still mentioned, oh, you just ignore Alistair. Like, how dare
Yeah,
For
you?
the dead
exactly,
guy.
exactly. I'm like, Alistair is
Yeah,
superior. Like,
Yes,
yeah,
he's
yeah.
definitely.
alive.
No, yeah.
He's a black kid. He's a good kid. I'm like, in every
There was some
way,
teasing
in
involved.
every
Yes.
way, superior.
Yeah, no, but I kind of agree with Mish. I definitely thought like they were gonna have their interaction would definitely be different. I definitely thought their
Mhm.
interaction was gonna be different or something like if they didn't like end up in a relationship, they definitely would have a friendship of some sort, or like Sawyer would help Jake, be stronger with his interaction with others and his peers around him. Like, okay, this is what you're not going to do. Do not do what I did. No, no, no. I'm going to help
Mhm.
you choose another route. This is what you tell your mom.
Mhm. Yeah, exactly.
This is what I pictured him whispering in his ear. Take the pencil, Jake. Take the
Mhm.
pencil. Just pick it up. Just hold it. Just hold it so you know how it feels. Does it feel nice? Now lift it up. Does it still feel nice? Does it feel great? Okay, now slam it down. Does that feel great? Nice job, Jay. Just wonderful. Awesome job.
Exactly.
That is how I imagine that scene going. Him just like sitting there. Pick it up. Raise it. Raise it. Now smash. That feel great? And then they have a discussion afterwards. I'm sorry I got you in trouble, but that guy deserved it. Okay. I'm sorry.
I
Like,
feel like that could have been an added layer that would have made things
yep.
interesting, or at least
Mm.
like a very toxic obsession, like mutual obsession.
Yep.
Because I
Mhm.
feel like they tried to hint at that, but it didn't make sense.
It didn't make
Like the
Mhm.
sense.
whole the two of them being drawn together didn't really make sense to me. I'm like, where's the connection apart from Jake being a medium?
Mhm.
Why, Sawyer? Why do you give a shit? Jake, why do you give
That
Exactly.
a shit?
Mhm.
that was my main question. Why are they linked? What
Yeah.
brings them two together? Because they have nothing alike. I mean, not
Well,
Mhm.
aside
nothing.
from
Obviously, have some things, but did he stay in his old house? Was it his old room? Did they rebuild the school? Did
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
have an
Mhm.
old book of his? Did he find his diary? I was looking for a reason as to why they were linked together. Got none.
aside
Yeah.
from the fact that, what was I gonna say?
You started out very strong there, but then
Aside from the fact
Did.
that Jake was a medium, I kind of
Mhm.
assumed that they were connected because, well, he is a medium, so of course, Sawyer knew that, but also because um, they had the same experiences. So, didn't Jake say that Sawyer kind of feeds on the fear? So I kind of just assumed that
Oh,
what
when
why
he
the
was haunting them like in the earlier scenes, yes.
Mhm.
Yeah, but
I
I
see what
wasn't
you mean.
satisfied with just it
Nope.
Just that.
being
Mhm.
that because they were both bullied and all this stuff and had a lot of trauma
Mhm.
about being queer. I didn't feel like that was enough. I wanted it to be like they were at the same school, or like Unique said,
I
there were
wanted
many
more.
ways they could have been
yeah,
more
yeah.
linked
Connect.
together, and it just wasn't there. And
Mhm.
at the very least, I would have wanted then. I'm like, okay, they're drawn together for some mysterious reason. Let them become obsessed with each other in a way
Mhm.
that's more intense.
I
Yeah.
literally, are they siblings? Are they, what's going on? Because I was really trying to figure out the connection. Because why are they like, what what is it that's bringing them together? Like to make us focus on both of them. Why? And that's the reason why it wasn't done right. Because we didn't focus on Jake at all. We focused on Sawyer.
Mhm, yeah. And
And it's like, oh,
additionally, I also think that the it's actually in my notes is that we have this like tension between them, especially like as the story progressed. But there was like a lot of I think when they met, like Jake climbed up somewhere. I don't remember specifically, but then like that's when like Sawyer sort of like said that he can like possess Jake or something like that.
Oh, to the rooftop.
And yeah, the rooftop. Okay, great. My memory is intact. But yeah, but yeah, I was like, but why is there like this much intensity between these two people? Like, it doesn't like make sense. Other than like the typical, oh, he's a medium, I can possess him. But like, what more is there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. But like, there was a part I remember that Jake was like, "Why me?" and Sawyer was like, "Because you're medium." And it's like, oh, okay,
That
okay.
was it.
And that
he's
was
the
not
only
it.
one. He's the only one. You ain't meeting no other one. So you ain't seen no other one out there. Just that one. Is it
Isn't
because
his
he's good
like
looking? Is that what it is?
that is it? That is it. That is the reason
Exactly.
I'm going for.
But I would have wanted more of it. I'm like, give me more. I know that a few times he did when we were in Sawyer's head, we did see some of that. But I'm like, more. Give me more. I'm like, if
More.
you're gonna be superficial like that, give me more.
More. I think that's gonna be like the basis of. So as a summary for both books, we wanted more.
Mhm. That
Yes.
is
We
it.
wanted
Yeah.
more. I really want to know the link between them. At this point, I'm just going to formulate my own because don't.
Yeah.
I didn't
That's
like
what
if
we
the
need.
way that and the way that the story goes, it makes you think that they're gonna give us an explanation as to why we're reading about both of them, but at once at a time. If that makes sense. Like first we hear about Sawyer, then Jake, then more Sawyer, then more Sawyer, then more Jake, and it's like okay, they came together. What's their link?
Mhm.
He's just the medium. Is there more? Did I miss it? Nope, that's it. Oh, okay. He's just the medium.
Yeah, and the like didn't like Jake have this like mentor of some sort who's also a
The
medium?
Josette,
So why are you not going to them?
I
Why are
know.
you not going to them?
right?
You have a mentor who can help you with the spiritual, ghostly stuff that's going on, and you're not gonna talk to her. You're
Mhm.
not gonna say anything.
I honestly thought
Yeah.
Nothing.
Miss Josette would have more of a role, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
But there was only one scene with her, and it was like, oh, it's that is that's it? Okay.
You didn't say anything.
Right.
And
Like
No, and I feel like she also gave like superficial advice. She's like, you have to be strong. You have to have like a firm sense of self and commitment to banishing the. And I'm like, ma'am, this is a child. Please help him further.
Mhm.
And just need
Exactly.
like confidence. I'm like, no.
yeah, sure. Never mind your upbringing. Your household was trash. Confidence is all it takes. Never mind. School sucks for you every day. Confidence will do it.
Oh God.
What? My
No.
dad
And
hated me. Brother barely likes me. Everyone can't stand me at school. Confidence is key. What? Ma'am. Please, okay? Please stop it. Okay, stop. What do you mean? I don't even know what this word is. Confidence in
Very
what?
foreign.
That exactly what? Confidence in what? What? What am I having confidence in? I see things that are not there, but they are there.
Mhm.
What am I confident in? That I'm not blind? That I'm not going nuts? I mean, I can't even confidently go in my fridge and eat a sandwich. What do you mean?
This is like
Confidence.
Of and yeah, didn't he like get like sort of like instructions from his was it grandfather or it was his
Oh
Yes,
dad?
yeah, the
That
grandpa.
was
instructions.
yeah, and I was like,
No, that was one of the scenes. Okay, this connects perfectly to my point about me being
okay, go.
confused. Every single time they went into the dead world or whatever it was called, I
Mm-hmm.
was like,
Hmm.
what on earth is happening?
Yep.
What is happening? I don't understand. I'm like, I feel like he goes through multiple layers of the universe and
Yep.
I'm confused. I'm like,
Yep.
where are we? What is happening? His grandfather was there, but then it was like there were a bunch of people there. Out
Mm-hmm.
lost.
Yeah, because
Okay.
who was he talking to? Like towards the end, he's like, "Oh, there's like Sandy or Sadie or whatever the spirit's name was," and I'm like, "Wait, she's back? I thought she was like she just went away. Like, what do you
Yeah,
mean? Yeah, she gave me this, and then I looked over my shoulder and there's so and so. I'm sorry. When did we even enter the dead world? Were we not just
exactly.
walking home with? I mean, can we just do this now without even thinking? Like, could you give us a warning? Like entering dead world? Like, I don't." Like right in the book, like close his eyes, takes a deep breath, or I transitioned into the dead world. No, okay, I'm just
Mm,
so. Are you not in the dead world now because they're just hanging on your shoulder?
mm-mm.
But
Yeah.
what? How?
And
And
there
when did
was
we leave?
a,
Like, like
yeah.
he goes in there and then comes out just normal, like carries on with his day like it was a nap.
No,
Mm,
there was one scene where literally he talks about going into his body and out of his body and looking like he's outside of his body, but then there was
mm.
a whole scene with River, I think, where they were
Yes.
linked. And
Yep,
I'm like,
yep.
are their spirits linked? Are their bodies linked? Because at moments it felt like he was in his body, but in other
Mm.
moments it felt like it was his spirit. And I was like,
Hmm.
what?
He can astral project now. That's new.
I
But
was
he's been
Part of
astral
his
projecting for so
unlocked abilities.
I was
I
so
know the
confused. I was so
same.
confused. And every single time that he and Sawyer had a face off, like actual literal combat, I was like, what? What just what are
Why?
they
How did
doing?
we get here? Weren't you just listening to him on
Yes,
Tuesday? How are we
weren't we
fighting
just
on
and
Thursday?
now we're
Okay,
Also, are
which
you in the dead world fighting him now, or are you in the real world fighting him
yes,
now? Because you can
exactly.
see him
Uh-huh.
in both.
exactly.
Where are we?
yeah.
So which battle scene was the best? The kitchen or this
Oh.
Don't do that. Oh God, I don't know.
No, literally, no logic, no sense. And I hated the repetition. Like they would have this major fight, and then it's like, is he gone? Is he still here? What happened to Sawyer? It,
And how did he make him leave? And if
yeah,
he can fight
exactly.
Sawyer, why he can't fight everybody else?
They
Oh,
literally had fight at
yes.
least 3 times, and it's
Like,
like
was it
huge,
confidence that did it? I
and
don't.
then Sawyer's still there. So I'm like, what?
With friends, like he's always there with friends.
Mm.
Why Sawyer always got people? Like he come back with people. Like, what are you doing? Now all of a sudden Jake's like, oh, there's a third person? Yeah, there's a third person. But are you in the real world? Or are you in the dead world with this third person? Which one is it?
Exactly.
Because you can see both. I can't. Like, what was the purpose of him going down there when he literally can see them normally? Like, he
Yeah,
can see them. Oh, there's a ghoul that's on the street light. He literally details it's standing there, and then it follows him from the street to the front porch of his house, but can't enter it. And then he sees his brother. So if you can see regular people in the spirit, why are you going down now? Don't go down there. You literally bring something up every time you return. Stop going down there. Just stop doing it. I think that works out for everyone. I think all parties involved would love it if you stop visiting down there. Thanks. Thank you so much. Thanks. Because you get into a fight as soon as you come up. Why? Confusion. I would love,
Same.
I would love to
Mhm.
figure out why, why that's important.
Yeah, I think they should
I
have
don't.
detailed the dead world and made it a
Yeah,
bit
I
longer.
I don't feel like the world building here was strong. I feel like it was
No.
confusing. It was not established in a way to make the reader really understand where they are, what is happening, and just in general how the spirit world or dead world works.
Yep.
No.
Yeah, I think it would have been a stronger book if that were the case. Could
Me
have
too.
given it a 5 star.
No, I mean, seriously, at least the action scenes had made more sense because we understood the dead world better.
Yes.
I feel like I could have given this a higher rating because I really struggled with that. I really, really struggled with the whole thing being confused. I'm like, where am I? What is
Mhm.
happening? And literally, that's why I don't even understand the ending. Like, I literally have no idea what happened in the end.
Same.
I have
Like
no clue.
like
None.
the like the audiobook ended so quickly. I was like, oh, that was it.
Literally.
I'm asleep
Oh,
now.
all hell broke loose. They held hands. They kissed. The end.
This ain't
Exactly.
it.
Did I did I miss something? I'm pretty sure there's like at least 2 chapters missing here before the end of this book. Like there are things that like he just regularly like says, "All right, y'all. It was nice knowing y'all. Peace, spirit people. I got a boyfriend. That's it. That's it. Hello. Like, so you just done with them forever? You just never go talk to him again? Like that's just is that it's temporary? The spirit realm? Like that's just you just gonna say peace out and I'm good? Okay, that's it. All right,
Should have done that earlier.
right? Like, just,
Because by the
that's
end,
it.
he's not
Okay.
confident.
Yeah, he got that
All of a sudden,
confidence.
Yeah, that's it.
all of a sudden.
That's exactly what that is. That's good old confidence.
Oh man. Okay.
Oh
Is there
my gosh.
anything else? I'm trying to think if there's anything
Oh,
else.
I'm kind of like I want to bring up this like little thing. I don't know how little it is, but like they did mention that like Sawyer is gay, and they were like Sawyer was like, what am I trying to say? Sawyer was
You got this.
I keep zoning out. Sawyer was saying that oh they're bullying people like us and all that, but they never really elaborated how Sawyer is actually gay. I was like,
Mm.
is he just saying this to like bait Jake into going on his side or something? Because they never really showed an example that Sawyer was gay, except for like, okay, that wasn't really like an example, but when Sawyer was assaulted, kind of by
Mm.
Mm,
his uncle. But like other than that, they never really like showed anything about Sawyer's sexuality. They just
I
kind
mean,
of mentioned that oh, he's gay. Oh, Jake, I'm also gay, by the way.
no, I do think there were a couple of moments because I remember vividly him saying about how he appreciates the male form.
Uh,
I remember
Mm.
vividly that
he was looking at who was he looking at when he said that? I want to say he was
I,
Was it the
looking at
bully?
I
was it
think he had a
wrestling or was it
friend.
swimming or something like that? He was literally saying he admired the
oh
curvature
yeah.
and
Mm.
outlined
Yeah, I
muscles.
think
I was like, oh, so hey, yo.
I think he had like a friend
Mm.
Mm,
who once he started that friend started realizing that as Sawyer might be gay, that's when that friend was like, I'm out of here.
I'm out of here.
um
Yeah,
Yeah.
Was
so
that Sawyer? Was that Jake? Oh my
no,
god, am I getting the chapters confused?
it was Sawyer.
it was Sawyer, it was
Is it
Sawyer.
Sawyer?
Yeah,
I'm getting the chapters confused.
yeah, because I
I don't
remember,
like
'cause I think that's one of the characters he ends up killing when he comes back as a
Oh
ghost.
yeah, okay, I
I
remember
think
that.
he ends up killing him for being an asshole. I'm
Yes,
I think I
sorry.
sir.
remember that.
I mean, which is like
For
90%
being
of the people that make
Valid.
them.
like, okay, homophobia. You're gone
Out
now.
of there. Yeah, no, out of there. I did not like how we like. Well, I wouldn't say we, but like how in the story we are like first given a hint at his sexuality by assault. Like, oh, this happened.
Mhm.
And this happened because maybe sort of kind of it's like, wait, can't we just say something like, I don't know, he said maybe he was, or decided, hey, I like glitter and glitter looks nice on my purple nail polish or something. Like, why do we have to just immediately go to trauma as like the little hint that we
That's
get?
so dark.
Didn't happen with Jake. Just I'm like, dang, Sawyer ain't. I'm just tired for him. Jesus, I'm just tired. I'm tired for Sawyer. Good, he
Mhm.
just goodness couldn't catch a break. Started there, and then it just progressed, and then he just, I don't know, was feeling comfortable, trusted the wrong person. Got theirs in the end, but it
Mhm.
was just like, why,
Mhm.
just poor Sawyer. But why
It's
does that
honestly
have to
feel
be our
weird.
hint?
It feels weird feeling sympathy for like.
For like
Yeah,
a
Exactly.
and
school shooter,
and I
yes.
keep, yes, and I keep saying that because I have to remind myself: is this morally right?
Oh god. So
Because
I mean, to
it
be fair, sometimes
speaks
it's
to
so
it.
fun to not be morally right.
It's
Yes,
so
true.
fun,
that is
and
true.
in my head, the very first thing I was like, good, and I was like, wait, wait.
me when the me when Jake stabbed the bishop.
Literally,
Yes,
I was like, yes, get him.
exactly, exactly the same thing.
Another
Yeah,
time.
Jake, that's get him again, Jake. Wait, hold on. This is not that. It's that debate like morally or ethically right, and it's that really gray area. It's kind of all
Mhm.
right. Listen,
But I kind
I
of like
am
that
not
aspect of the book.
condoning it,
Mhm.
but I am not objecting to his choices. Okay, right? Because in my head, I feel like I said I didn't have a movie reference, but it popped in there. It's not relevant to the book, but it just makes me think of Carrie, how she did all that
Oh, yeah,
stuff.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then it took that one moment where she was like just in bliss and was happy, and she took out everybody. It didn't even matter the nice gym teacher, the nice couple. I forgot the girl
Mhm.
name of her boyfriend. They were nice. She said, "Oh, everybody gotta go. I don't care who it is. Everyone got to go. I'm taking out everybody. Every,
Mhm.
don't think you going anywhere in your car. Bloop, you off the mountain. I'm taking out everybody." That's what that gave me, that visual. Like he just snapped. I don't care who it is. Everyone gotta go. You too. Yep. You laughed with them. I know you did.
Mhm.
So yeah, I can't say I did not have satisfaction with the violence
I
that was
kind of like
presented
that
in
aspect
this
of the book
book.
though. Like it makes you question your own morality and stuff.
Yeah,
I really
Mhm.
like
That's
that
my
about
part.
yeah. I
Yep.
really like that. I thought that was one of the strengths of this, that it makes you sympathize with this kid and you can
Yep.
understand why he made the choices that he did. Like, of course, it's bad choices. It's not good what he did.
Mm-hmm.
But understanding his complete lack of support, the way that he was clearly showing signs that he was not okay, but he didn't get what he needed.
Mhm.
For me, I was like, wow,
Well,
it was so well done. It was so
it.
well done.
Right, exactly. But it was just not enough for me to like give it a 4 stars.
Yeah, no, no. For me, between the confusion with the
Which is
sorry,
good.
no one agrees.
Well, it's good. It's just that.
yeah, yeah. I mean, for me, again, the confusion, the whole why are they even drawn together except for Jake being a medium, and them being gay and bullied.
Mhm.
um,
Exactly.
I was like, I need a
Yeah.
bit more. Um, and then the ending was just so abrupt. I was like, we're done? Okay, I guess. We're
Literally. I got to that page, I was like, and kissed.
Where are the rest?
This is it. I immediately went to Discord. I know you lying. This is how this book ends. The audacity. And I just knew if it kept going, it was absolutely going to turn into a romance novel, which I wasn't mad at. But I still, how dare you finally get me to like Jake towards the end? Like I'm actually caring about what happens to him for real, and you just
Mhm.
cut it off. Really? I don't get to see what happened with
They
Alistair?
pulled the
Really?
plug.
Do they go on more picnics? Does he actually eat ice cream this time because it's more
The
secure?
entire
Like
cup.
in the cup, this like, does he do these things? I need to know. We never figured out. But I agree with everybody with I like the question of morality because I still want to roll Jake another pencil.
True. Iconic.
Just go ahead. Like you can't take that vision out of my head now. Sawyer just had to be there. See the pencil? Yeah, pick it up. Feel good? Yeah. Now lift it up a little higher. Look, yeah, that yeah, right there. All right. Now slam it down really hard. That feel good? I got you in trouble. I'm sorry, but it just did it feel good? That's all that matters. That's all that matters, bud. I'm just trying to help here. That's all I'm trying to do. He was like, yeah, that's it. Like, that was
Yeah, it
great.
would have been fun if Sawyer did that actually.
Right? That's how it's in my head. That's how I wish
Yeah.
happened. I
Yeah,
really
no,
wish that
I
would happen.
wanted it to be like that. I wanted it to be less just Sawyer fully taking over because I
Mm-hmm.
was just frustrated with that it eventually Sawyer just completely took over. I was just like, no, infiltrate his thoughts.
Mhm,
Make him make these decisions that he should not be
mhm,
making.
Yep.
And then I can accept you doing the full body takeover.
Right.
mhm.
But just jumping immediately into like your mind now, body snatched, and just okay, murder. I'm like, no,
Like,
no,
why? Like,
that was not
whoa.
satisfying. It was not satisfying.
True.
That is one aspect I absolutely don't like. Like, all of a sudden now in the spirit plane, he's just going to be a murderer. Like, hold on. Stop. Okay. There was a reason to why he did what he did. Okay. Don't take away the reason now because he's just a spirit floating. Like, this is
Mhm.
just going to be his premise. Just everybody. No, no, no. It's not. No, 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 no. And why Jake? I'm just why him? Is it
In the
like
end,
did
we
he
come back
pick
to that
him?
question.
Like did he pick him out? Or something? Like did he say, okay, I agree with his spirit more, or like what I mean? Like
Mhm.
what?
He
Again,
cute
what was the connection? I
again.
just don't. I wanted to
Was
figure out what it was. Like even if he was to say, okay, I see someone that kind of looks like me, I'm gonna help him. Become strong and confident. Like I'm gonna give him the things he needs to get. That would have been. I would have been fine with that. That'd been great. And then be like, oh, okay, I see he needs a little bit more help. Possession. Fine with that.
exactly.
But just to go straight into, let me just hop inside your body and just go. No, what is that? How? Why are you so upset with everyone now? You don't even know these people. This is like
Mhm,
10 years ago. You don't even know these people. You
exactly.
can't be so upset. You don't even know who Sue Ann is. Like what? You don't even know who that is. It'd be different if like, oh, it would have been so good if like all of those kids back that T. Sawyer had kids and that he came back as a spirit and then got their kids too.
Mhm.
That would have been good.
Oof.
That would have made sense. Then you can get Sue Ann because Sue Ann, is Emily's daughter, so that makes sense. Yeah, then you can possess. That makes sense. I'm fine with that. Hmm. Just rewrite it.
No, I think for me the only other thing that I had an issue with is that this tried to have scenes that were like creepy, but they did nothing for me. Like there were a couple of moments where I think there were like roaches or rats. I don't know what on earth it was. But there were quite a few scenes where it was like, ooh, like a bunch of insects and shit. And I was still like, I'm having more of a reaction thinking about it than when I was actually reading it.
Mhm.
Reading it.
When
Yeah.
when I was listening, I was like, okay, I guess this is happening. But I did not feel disturbed
Hmm.
with the
Mhm.
descriptions that were used in those moments that were supposed to be kind of like gross or whatever.
Mhm.
Same. I was kind of like,
An
oh,
attempt was made, but I felt nothing.
nothing. I
I feel
don't.
like the scenes with the ectomist were supposed to be like giving the similar effect of spookiness, but it also was not.
Dude, it's
Not a lot
because
of
of
people know what ectomist is.
exactly because of the word ectomist, it sounded more like a science thing rather than a spooky thing. So I was like,
Oh,
oh my
mhm.
god, what?
That's true.
Right?
I thought it was gonna be like ectoplasm, but then I was like,
Oh.
that's completely like an alien thing. So how did we get here? So
Exactly.
I was too like I was like, what is ectomist? What is that? Is it green? Is it blue? I don't a mist? What is it for? Like, does it happen after, before? Okay, then I got it, and I was like, oh, but my brain definitely was saying ectoplasm. No, that's not it.
But, like, doesn't the ectomist, like, isn't it like personified? Like, doesn't it sometimes literally talk to him and help him? And
Yeah,
then
it's
other
more
Hmm.
times he
Yeah, yeah,
uses
yeah.
it. I'm
It's
like,
the whispering thing.
yeah,
Was
the
it
Hmm.
that?
whispering.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
I'm like, is it an entity or is it like an energy force that he
yeah.
uses? I'm like, pick one. I'm like, why is it one?
What is, and who is it? It has to be someone.
Exactly.
Is it Pop Pop? Is it the granddad? Like, who is it? Hello? Who is helping? Is it dad coming back and be like, hey, yeah, I messed up? Like,
Here's
and
your
why does it appear?
motivation.
Yeah, all of these things. Like, what, what, why? And why does it pop up so random?
Mhm.
In the
isn't that
least,
weird though? Like the book
hmm,
kind of tried doing like a lot.
yeah,
Yeah.
It just didn't like work out.
Yeah. I
no.
think the like only part where I was like, my heart was racing and like, oh my god, what's gonna happen to him was like the ghoul chasing him to his own door.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Because that to
Oh,
me was
that's
like super
that's the scene
creepy.
I was talking about. That's the scene I
Oh
was talking
yeah.
about. Like
Hmm.
he's just normally walking. It's like, oh, I see the ghoul across the street by the lamppost. I'm gonna keep going. He's moving. I'm 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 gonna take two. He take two steps. Oh,
Shit.
I'm gonna run. I'm gonna run. He's running too. Like, oh my god, please get in
I
the house.
hated that.
Please. And I feel like I just imagine it like breathing on the window. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
can't get in here, but I can still see you. Like, it was just so weird. It was that part. That's the only one I like vividly remember because I recall him saying it could not get into the house. And
Mm-hmm.
then his brother's like, what are you doing? Like, what are you running from? He's like, nothing, nothing. What? Then it's okay. Your brother doesn't know, but I would have told something was chasing me. You didn't see it, but I saw it and it was there. Okay, I'm trying to live. That part I remember. But as far as like spooky stuff, or even if they wanted to sprinkle in like something that was gory or something, I feel like they wanted to do that when they kept mentioning the ghouls because something was always leaking or like
Mm.
something was always drooling, and it's like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, is it okay? It's drooling onto them, like it's not falling into the mouth of another person as they sleep, like. You know what I mean? Like they're not just hovering over them. Like, hey, you have to add it in there. You're not okay. He saw them. He ran away. Woo.
Yeah.
Like I'm sorry. That's literally what I said. After I was like, oh, who? Okay. Like it got me there almost. Like I was like, oh, oh my god, he made it in the house. Whew. That's it. Nothing.
That was
Nobody
literally
knocks
the
on the
only scene.
door. Like that's the whole scene. Okay. Like all right. Yeah, so that was the only one I vividly remember. I don't remember any other ones besides that one because it actually, I was like, oh no, it's chasing him. Because before he says, like, the ghouls never chase you, like, they just stand
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
And in this particular moment, it's like, oh, he moved. He's running. Get in the house, Jake. Get in the house. Like, what are you doing? It's like, oh, he can't get in. Oh, thank God you made it, Jake. Jesus. Like, I was so nervous. But that literally is the only scene where I was like that. Everywhere else it was kind of like you said earlier with the bugs,
Hmm. Nothing.
nothing. And then I was like, oh, Ew. Bugs. But that's only because I actually thought about it, like not because I heard. I was
I
like,
hate
oh
bugs as well, so yeah, I relate.
no, no. Yeah, I'm so sorry, Mish. No one else agreed with your 4. I'm still trying to figure out how it got 5. How did you get 5?
The extra point was for Alistair.
Alistair himself
Yeah.
deserved 1 star.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
definitely. I'm like, definitely if the Dead World was explained better and
Yeah.
this was longer and we committed to that romance and making this a spooky romance vibes, I would have loved it, because part of why I love Mexican Gothic is because it's the spooky vibes, but there's also a romance. I'm like, that's my jam. So,
On my list to read.
Oh, is
so
there?
I'm
Good.
like
It's on my list as well.
that. If
So it's
this,
on everybody's list?
So why are we not choosing this again?
Why are
Wow. Wow. Mhm.
Whose door is that?
It's mine. My mom's calling. As we talk about spooky books.
Now we get spooked.
Okay. It's okay. She's talking about homework. She's so green. We should. I wish I could have seen. This is the door. She like has one eye right here, like this. It's like, are you? I said, yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. And like screeches back out my door. It's so noisy when you try to close it slow.
Aw.
Definitely something out of a horror film. I'm so happy we didn't try to do like a movie night, because that would have gotten me. That would have took me right out. All I heard is, whose door is that?
Oof. I mean, like
We're
the fact that
back
like
to-
Natalie's door is also half open. I'm like
Yeah,
waiting
Natalie's
for
door's open.
someone.
Oh yeah, that would
I've
have
been
been
staring at it for a while
so
now.
creepy.
listen, it's like that because then it gets too hot in here and then it's a problem. Okay.
I get it.
That's why it's like that.
Fun fact: everyone in my house absolutely is freezing because they're anemic, so they get super cold. I am baking.
Same.
I am 104 degrees. I am hot all the time. I'm like, no one's hot in here. I'm like, no. I'm like, oh, everyone has on like full pajama sets, pants. I have on a tank top and shorts. I need
Exactly.
air. I need air. No, are you sure no one's hot? Are you positive? No, we're fine. Turn up the heat. Actually, I'm not turning up the heat. You're gonna kill me. I'm not doing that. No, there. Hard
When
pass.
I turn on
Nope.
the AC.
Oh, I wish. But then everyone would be cold and no, I'll get yelled at
Aw.
because everyone's freezing while I'm just comfortably sleeping now. I'm like, oh, I got 8 hours. No one else slept 8 hours. Why didn't we choose Mexican Gothic? And I know you want to reread that.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I do.
Mm-hmm.
Do. So
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think that's a good segue if we don't have anything else to say about the taking of Jake Livingston, to actually talk about what book we're supposed to be reading this month.
Oh yeah. Why not
I'm on
Mexican
chapter
Gothic
2
then?
of that book.
I haven't even gotten it yet,
I
but
haven't started either.
yes, we're reading Near the Bone by
No one cares, Cherry. Okay, no one cares if you started or not. Never.
Oh my gosh.
I don't want to hear
Who's
any
the
book
author of
updates.
this?
We hear this all the time. I haven't started it. 2 weeks later, bingo. What do you mean?
I'm so sorry.
100%.
Oh,
Mary's like, I'm in a reading slump. and then she hits bingo. You
Child,
know,
So
that is
sorry.
exactly what happened in February. We're like blowing through books. Now he's like, oh yeah, I read 3. I'm like, yeah, I'm on my 4th one. It's awesome. Y'all almost got bingo. 2 days later, guess we got bingo.
I am so sorry. Okay, I have no life.
What do you mean you got bingo? Like,
For
now
real,
I
I'm
want
gonna
to.
lose
That's
this
why
one.
I
For
asked.
real, for real.
Mm-hmm.
Unique does not believe me, but
Nope. And deny. This is month 3 now. Okay, we have put in solid work for 2 months. There is, if you get bingo in March, I will be on hiatus. I want to see every book. I want to count the pages. I'm gonna make a page requirement at this point because if that's what's gonna happen. I think I choose fat books, and I'll be like, "Oh yeah, I'm totally doing great. I got 3 books down." She's like, "Oh, I've read 8." Oh, okay. I don't even want to try. If she says she has bingo in March, I'm stop reading. I don't want to read more. I don't want to read more. I don't want to read more. I'm just
Like,
no,
that's
literally,
the
literally, I
final.
tried so hard in February. I was like even reading novellas. I was like, let's
we
go.
were trying so hard. I was so proud of myself. I was like, I ain't even seen her post no updates on February because January she was on it. Every single time she finished the book, she was posting it. So I was going on there looking. I'm like, did she update? Oh, there's no update. Okay, we got book 2. Okay, on there again. We down book 3. This was literally me and Natalie.
Oh my
Ain't no
god.
update on that. You think she read? She didn't read book 3, and then 2 days later, bingo. And then proceeds to make
Doesn't make
one
sense.
post of a full board.
okay, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry.
Hurt. When I tell you hurt, I was, oh, this is my last book.
I
Dang.
cannot.
And then a whole day later, Nat says, guess we got bingo. I know. So everybody just forget February. It doesn't matter. We're just gonna it
It
don't
did
count.
not
Everybody
happen.
wins. Great.
Everybody wins.
Everybody wins. Everybody wins.
Oof.
That was so funny. I thought I was the only one doing that. And that said something. Did you see your post? I didn't. Wait. Are you seeing if she updated? Yeah, she didn't post anything. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Come on, reading slump. Yeah, this would be the one. I
I would
hate
not
that for you,
wish.
but this will be the one.
I would not wish it on anyone, but you would wish it on Cherry.
Thanks. Thanks, guys.
Just undefeated at this point. Just don't even try.
No, literally, I've already given up. It's what day is it? March
It's funny
5th
to say.
or whatever. I quit. I'm like, I already know Cherry's gonna win.
I am not. I have not finished a single book. Okay.
I'm like,
How many have you
2 books I
started?
started last
One.
month too.
Okay.
I swear to God, one.
I
In
have
10 days, in 10 days, she gonna say bingo. Watch.
Yes.
It's gonna be bingo in 10 days. She said, I got one book and haven't finished. Don't make a post. Nobody make a post. You make a post, she gonna catch you in 10 days. Just hang it up. Don't even do it. Hang it up. I only read one book.
Okay, I'm gonna give
I
chance to
bet you
others.
did.
Okay, we're gonna give
She's gonna
everybody
give
a
a
chance.
10 for us. Okay.
She gonna give everybody a chance. She gonna leave everybody.
Unique walking out.
Give everybody a chance. I have to plug up my phone. I was dying. This is gonna be hilarious. And every single time I like try to make a harder board, because at first I made them similar.
Mhm.
We're all similar. This time everyone has the same thing on their board. They're exactly the same, just different orders. I'm testing out a theory. That's what's happening. I'm testing out a theory. Because I think I just so happened I got super lucky with people having common things to fill this on their board. This one's a little different, a little harder. It's very smut heavy if you haven't noticed in
I
March.
Oh
did.
God. And I don't read.
I love
I
it.
sprinkled it in various
I
ways.
don't have time for it right now because that's my jam. I'm like, that's the
I
thing.
recommend you Sapphic Smut.
Please
Yes.
do.
I sprinkled it in various ways, very specific, because I don't have a lot of books like that. And I'm finding whenever a peak of it is mentioned, I'm like, oh, okay. Oh, there's no more. So I want to read some more. That's important. I was gonna save it until like a cold month. I was like, no, it's spring.
Because of our-
No,
You're like, I'm ready. Let's do
yeah,
it.
just pop it on out. Just, just blue April will, just we'll pop it on out there because I already have a theme for June, so it's my birthday month, so that's non-negotiable. So
Of
yeah,
course.
yeah, I wanted to pop that in there. I mean, I ask you all the time if y'all have themes. If not, then I'll just think of something.
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah, this bingo could be a little
The
different.
door just opened
Uh-huh.
by itself.
Come again?
The door just opened by itself.
Here we fucking go.
Uh,
Why are you so calm?
I
I
love
would have
this.
flipped the camera. You would have seen me just go like this because I would have threw my entire laptop. I would threw it. It would have been
I love
immediately wherever.
ghosts. So that's why I want to be haunted so bad.
The taking of
That's
Mission
my
Cup.
thing. That's it.
That was good. That was good.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Oh, that was good.
Okay.
So near
So,
the bone.
Near the Bone by who is it?
Christina Henry.
Okay, Christina Henry. Yes. All I know about it is that it's like about this woman. She's like in a toxic relationship of some sort. Like, doesn't she live in like a mountain or something?
So far, it. I really hate that I do this, but it's the way my brain works. So far, it's giving me like the Shining vibes, and I mean in the very not very detailed, but I mean in the sense of like there's this space, there's a whole bunch of snow, and it's just her and him
Mhm.
in this clear, deserted area, and she's doing something I couldn't be doing, but she's being ordered around to do a bunch of stuff. So it kind of gives me feels like because again I've only read like maybe 2 chapters, I think.
Mhm.
I'm kind of getting vibes like there's something else sinistery behind why she's out here in this snow picking up the things she's picking up to move them. And then there's a certain thing that only happens like once a week. I'm not trying to tell you what it is. But yeah. So far all I know is they're just in this like off-grid cabin somewhere, and she literally goes out every so often and then can't go out anymore for whatever reason. And then she has to gather all of these things, but she can't be too far because if she's too far, things happen. Trying not to tell y'all what happens. It's okay so far, but again, I'm only in chapter 2, so
Mhm.
it's not a it's a medium paced book. I'll put it that way. I'm still trying to get the feel of where it's going though.
Mhm.
Don't know too much about world building yet, but it definitely gives me that vibe. Where they're like nowhere around. It's just them.
Like I'm excited to read it, but my memory. So I'm gonna wait for like a little bit.
Memory. Did you start reading?
No, like that's why I'm gonna like put it aside for now and wait until like later in the month because like my memory is really bad.
She wants
Like
to I get a bingo first.
Unique already put that in my bingo board. Like I have no choice but to read.
I surely did. I popped it right there. I popped it
So
right in the middle. Boom. Because that's what happened January. We were all finished. She was like, bingo. And we were like, where's the buddy read? And she was like, oh, I still have to read it. Wait, what? How do you not? How is that not
I have
included
no
on there?
space this month.
Mm-hmm. I popped
free
it right in there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got to read that one. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I was like, yeah, she'll surely forget. Like, yeah, bingo, done. The buddy read? Where's that? The buddy read? I'm like, like, wait.
that's when she knew she fucked up.
Exactly. I am so fucking sorry.
It was so funny. That was so funny. I totally forgot. It's like, hey, this is when the live show was like a week later. It's like I haven't read it. I think you need to read it. It's like a week from now. What are you doing? You were like $30. How did you skip that one?
It's because it was like 100 pages. So it's like, oh, I'll finish this like the day before the live stream, so I don't forget anything.
Yeah, I think we'll see. Unfortunately, this is not 100-page book. It's like
Exactly.
Yes, exactly. We need to be on our game
I'm
because
gonna read it soon. I swear to God.
we're gonna be on track now with our live show.
Yes.
So
Let's
like
manifest.
we're
Manifest.
gonna be on track. So ideally, probably the first week of
Okay,
April, the first weekend. That's when it's happening. So
Like, oh,
okay, that means
so
I need to do some reading this week.
we need to get invested because we're not doing
right.
short anymore. We're not living this life.
I did not think this through. I haven't picked this book up in 3 days.
I don't know when I'm gonna get to it, but it'll happen.
I forgot how many chapters
Same.
there were, and I know I told you
I think it was like 34. I don't know.
34 or something like that. Because we were trying to figure out how to divide it up on the
the
Discord.
Discord.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to figure out how many chapters I have to read a week
Oh,
in
yeah.
order to catch up to the end. I'll just do it
Probably
that
do
way. Just read the book on the weekend. 5 chapters only got it. Okay, I'll make it. I don't really. Honestly, as long as I read the buddy read, I don't care about anything else. At this point, I just want to read the buddy.
You're like the book club is number one, and then everything else it is what
That's it. I don't even. I looked at my TBR board the other day, and I was like, "Who's bringing that out? We don't have a TBR anymore. We're just winging it. It's bingo.
Really.
That's what we're doing. TBR board can just. It's gonna catch dust for a while. It'll be all right. It'll be fine.
Okay, so I think we can wrap this up. We went far longer.
Yes.
It's our
I
first
thought
time.
that was gonna be an hour.
I thought we were gonna be like an hour and a half max.
Almost 3 hours.
Now we're almost at 3 hours. Like, do we know
To
how
be
to
fair, though, it's an hour and a half per book.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah. So we went into it. We went into it with each one. So I think that's fair. I think that's fair.
I agree.
So let's end this, and we'll see each other again on. Actually, who is hosting?
Oh, we have
Not it.
not decided.
Can it
Not
not be me?
We'll talk
So-
about it.
Cherry.
Someone needs to volunteer as tribute. Like
Already?
I said not it. And Mitch said not her, so woo.
Okay, fine. Me.
Okay, so we'll see each other probably the first weekend of April in Cherry's channel to discuss Near the Bone. So, thank you all for anyone who comes back later to watch, and we'll
It's like a
see
movie.
you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.